Hello, my beautiful gemstones. I really made you guys wait for it tonight, huh? I actually didn't think I was going to be able to do the stream tonight like we always do on Fridays. But then I was like, I'll just do it a little bit later. So we may not get a full 4 hours. We won't get a full 4 hours, but I'll try to get us to at least 3. And it's just for this weekend, just for this Friday. I see some new names. I see my gemstones in here. I don't have many announcements. And Ron Forrest Jr. Hopefully, yeah, we're here for a few hours. So hopefully you come back in. Miss Mama Cindy Lee, hello. Ghostdragonzw, my darling Deb girl. Blue Crossroads, favorite part of Friday night. Mine too, even though I did have a really good time at the little festival at my little guy's school. It's nice to do family things and to see him playing with his friends, you know, because he's the only child in the house. I'm his playmate. So it's nice to see him getting out there with other kids. And we did a surprise reading at his school where his dad and I went in and we read a book to his class because he's a summer birthday. And throughout the year, the kids with birthdays, their parents come in and read to the class and hang out on their birthdays. So they did all the summer birthdays this week. So it was a really special day. Pamela Stefanich or Stefanik, I apologize. Yes, I see that you are a new name. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. It's normally not like this. Normally we start between 7 and 7:15 Eastern and things usually run pretty smoothly. Today was just an exception. But I appreciate you hanging out and being so patient. That is awesome. Definitely tells me a lot about you and that more than likely you belong here. So Miss Julie girl. The Bat Mom. Yes, today is Friday, honey. You are 2 days behind. Baby Dragon. What's up, girl? I was like, I know that name. I know that name. I know that name. Now I remember. Mark Holstead. I do have an announcement about and for Mark after I get through the hellos. Smoochy girls here-ish. You know, that works. That works, Miss Lady Squatch. Yeah, 507 minutes. Should have said 5 or 7, but, you know, what else? A natty daddy. Yeah, 25 fluid ounces of pure gasoline. I haven't had a drink in can't say I haven't had a drink, but I haven't drank more than a drink in a really, really long time and haven't had a drink in at least 5.5 years. It's just so good to be here. So good to see you guys. It really does make my week. Miss Melissa Nicole, the Baconator, Roger Blair, Eris Mana, sneaking in, sneaking out. Let us know if you want a reading, if you sneak on out of here. So guys, I'm sure a lot of you saw my community post. Well, first, let me start with, if anybody in here has to leave early for any reason, just let us know and we'll try to bump you up, as you guys know. But I like to remind everybody, because if anyone came in here for a reading, that means you were guided in here for one. Whether you're here every week or whether you're brand new, Miss Little Bit, I remembered it was you this time. If you were guided in here, I really want you to get the reading you were meant to get tonight at this time. So if you know, you've got a kid you got to put to bed, if you've got work you got to do, whatever the case may be, let us know and we'll do our very, very best to accommodate you. Now, Jules, I feel you, girl. If you guys pay attention to my community post, or if you got the community post about Mr. Mark Halstead, I wasn't sure he was going to be in here tonight. But Mark, if you want to explain a little what's going on as the stream goes on, that's fine. But I will call for light, and for those of us who pray, prayer, but also any energy healers out there that are good with remote energetic healing. I have a picture of Mark. If y'all want to text me or email me, I can send you the picture if you want to work that way and maybe just try to help him as best as we can remotely, being his family and all that. Have a husband that may need me emotionally. Well, Miss Pamela, if it gets to the point where you can't wait anymore, which you won't be waiting long anyway because it's your very first time in here, just let us know and we'll accommodate you. We should have no problems there because it's you and all of our regular gemstones. So one more very, very quick story, because I know we're starting late. As a part of this group project for my little guy, his friends all drew him a picture. They wrote down his favorite things on the board, and he said his favorite food was pizza. So the one little kid comes up and he's like, look, I drew it was raining pizza. He's like, but if it was my birthday, it would be raining geodes and gemstones and emeralds and sapphires. And he's like, oh, your earrings. What are they called? I'm like, it's really rare. You're not going to get it. He's like, probably not, but it looks like emeralds. So I'm wearing my special Moldavite earrings Aunt Edna got me for Christmas, I think 2 years ago. But it was just fantastic to see this little kid like name and all. And of course, it was the one day I was not wearing any gemstone jewelry besides the earrings, of course, right? All right, guys, I'm going to bring in the man of the hour, and then let's just get started.
No, send me away. I don't belong here. Anyway, hello, everybody. I will say my highs as I go along. And so Miss Rambling here can ramble. Spiders. Ooh.
It's hematite and obsidian.
It's so cool.
And some, not gemstone stuff in the middle there, but this is hematite and obsidian as far as I can tell. And I love it. I love it. They had it in red too. Yeah, Temu guys.
Pamela's been coming into my chats.
Good. We need not really like we need new people, but I love to see new people being brought into this particular collective, because I just think we have the best live stream on the internet. And I don't care what anyone says. No one's ever left here feeling less than, left out, or not energetically better than when they came in. At least a little bit. So we've got one timestamp for Miss Lotus Girl. We'll do towards the end, unless she pops in, because she's not doing well physically either. And Mark, let us know how you're feeling. Okay, Pamela, you will not have to wait long, really, at all. And everyone else, let's just move along. Who's first?
Let's go do Pamela first, since I'm in a good mood. Do you want to do Lotus after her, or you want to save her toward the end?
We can do Lotus after her and then just push that out of the way. Yeah. All right, Miss Pamela, what I do is I bring in your team. So that's your guides, your angels, your ancestors, any deceased loved ones. I bring them in energetically, because if I brought them in physically, there'd be a lot of people in my master bedroom. And what I do is I don't ask any questions. This is general. I do more personal readings. The details, if you wanted to email me, it's in the description box. One random deck that your team picks, and I stop shuffling when they tell me to, and then I read what the book says, and then I tell you additional information, which a lot of the times will match what the book says, but sometimes it will be way different from the book. But I don't sugarcoat, and I will tell you as I see it. Some things I don't like saying, and I just, everybody always keep in mind, it's not Gemma giving you all the advice. I am simply the messenger. So we're using Black Moon Lilith. Oh, Smoochie, you do think I'm the best stream. I beat Jeffrey. Hey, now. Okay, almost, Smoochie. Nut slap, you made it. No, you made it. I made it. You made it. Yeah, Smoochie, you did. Don't worry. Okay, so everybody has a Black Moon Lilith in their chart. Most of you guys already know this. If you know your birth chart, or Cafe Astrology does it absolutely for you. Just put in your info. Mine's in Capricorn. Ghosts is in Scorpio. So this doesn't mean, Pamela, that your Black Moon Lilith is in Aquarius, but it means the energy of Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius is coming into your life right now through the next 2 weeks. Honor your individuality. And if what I'm saying to you doesn't resonate, you can ask anyone in here. If it doesn't resonate right this second, within the next week or two, you will be like, oh my gosh, this is what Gemma was talking about. I don't miss. And that's because it's not me. It's not my humanity doing it. It is spiritual spirit that I'm channeling. It's time for you to let your freak flag fly for the world to see. Pamela, when Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius shows up in a reading, it's encouraging you to embrace what makes you unique. It will require you to be brave and unapologetic. True friends and aligned souls will accept you for who you are. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius represents revolution and rebellion against the status quo. Aquarius is a fixed air sign symbolized by the water bearer who pours ascended knowledge out to the collective. Structured Saturn and eccentric Uranus are the planetary rulers of Aquarius. When the Black Moon Lilith is in this innovative sign, you can expect radical points of view transcending societal expectations. Rosa Parks, a noticeable Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius, was arrested after she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in 1955, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott and fueling the civil rights movement. Black Moon Lilith in Aquarius also can experience feelings of being the black sheep in their early life. If your ancestry or childhood In your ancestry or childhood, this natural desire for liberation from the collective could have been shunned. You march to the beat of your own drummer, even when it may be disliked or feared by others. It's about accepting yourself, Pamela, quirks and all. Once you do this, those who appreciate you will find your message incredibly healing and uplifting. So This would be visual meditation being a powerful tool to help build confidence in yourself. During meditation, take time to allow your mind to visualize exactly who you are and exactly who you want to be. This will power your future timeline with your thoughts. Embrace who you are. The collective needs your unique soul. So what I'm seeing here a little bit, well, actually a lot of it, is you're getting some criticism. I always say mind over matter, right? Those who mind don't matter, those who matter don't mind. And the right people will be drawn to you at the right times. And sometimes these could be people that we're getting this kind of, I don't want to say backlash, but like this pushback from, that we've known like since the womb. Like people we grew up with, we're always so simpatico with. And now all of a sudden we have a different idea and they're ready to shun us or to cut us off or ridicule or bully us. I don't see this so much as bullying, or shaming really, but I do see it, Pamela, coming in as an energy of people, like you might have people constantly asking you like, what's wrong? You know, and when like, really you're fine. You're just doing your own thing. The fact of the matter is you're growing spiritually. You're becoming more aligned with your chart and with your life path. Regardless of how old you are, we all go through several spiritual awakenings. And I feel like either you just entered into some new phase or new period, maybe you got a new interest or a new hobby that other people aren't going to understand, or you're coming into a time like that, right? So Pamela, here's what the universe and your team is telling you, right? Do you. Don't apologize for being who you truly are deep down inside. And if someone doesn't agree with what, your opinions are, that's fine. It's like live and let live. But you don't need negative people who are trying to mold you into what they think you should be around you. And if you have people like that you can name like right now and you immediately think of these people, it's time for you to walk away from them, because all they're doing is taking up the space that more aligned individuals and souls that you are meant to have in your life at this point. Like they're taking up their spaces. There's no room for the universe to move or breathe in this new path that you've chosen, whether you're cognizantly aware that you chose it or not, or whether it's just your spirit steering you in a direction. There's no room for anyone new or new thoughts or ideas when you constantly have people talking poop about you behind your back or trying to change your mind about something you're like immovable about and not willing to have open discussion or dialogue. I see this as a lot of like gossipy talk. Even if like, it's like one of those things though, like it's weird the way they're showing it to me, because it's not like you're sitting there and they're saying it to you. They might be asking like, what's wrong? Are you okay? But it's like they're sitting at a table and you're over here and they're whispering about you. And I don't like that kind of energy. I feel like we should always confront without being confrontational. So just go over and be like, hey, is there anything you want to talk to me about or ask me about? Or I always say ghosting is perfectly acceptable. We don't owe anyone closure. Pamela, guard your ideas, guard your thoughts, and allow your soul and your spirit to guide you. Don't be convinced to think, feel a different way, to do something differently or do a different thing altogether by other human beings who are not on the same path as you. And it may be time in the next week or two for you to walk away. Maybe even permanently from whoever this person is or whoever these people are. And sometimes, it's like a spouse or a child where we can't just up and leave, but it's time to start emotionally at least pulling your energy back so that they can't use this as ammo against you, right? I always give crazy examples. So it's like, okay, you came into this oracle reading and like you write about it on Facebook or something. You're like, oh my gosh, I met this chick, Gemma Jade, and she read my oracle cards. And then all of a sudden people are like going to someone you care about and being like, is she okay? She went to see a psychic. Like it's that kind of thing where they're not even coming to you. And I just don't like that energy. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's mean girly. Yes. And it's very cliquey. Nobody got time for that. Who's next? Lotus. Lotus, I'm going to use the Goddess Oracle. That is so awesome, Blue. Pamela says spot on. Thank you, Gemma. Thank you for coming in, and you are so welcome. Stand your ground. Don't be afraid. You are doing the right things. You're thinking the right things. You're going in the right directions. Do not be misled by the humans around you, to move away from your spiritual path and your journey. You're on the right track. You definitely are. make decisions from your intuition, at least in the next week or two. Get a feel for that, because I feel like asking for advice is going to do you no good, because people are going to give you the advice, at least in the next week or two, where it's going to suit them better than it's going to suit you, even if they're not consciously doing that. Ooh, that's so amazing. All right, Miss Lotus girl. Lilith, the card of independence in the upright. Card number 30. I haven't used this deck in so long. I have over 200 decks now. I'm always using the same ones. I try to kind of reach into the middle of the pile tonight and grab a few we haven't seen in a while. Empowerment message. The Jewish goddess Lilith refused to be dominated by the first man, and as a result was called a demon in stories about her that followed. These inaccurate and damaging stories are so old and repeated so often that no one recognizes how pervasive their implications are. From another perspective, Lilith offers this lesson. No one can prevent you from fully blooming, from learning all you can, from evolving and choosing freedom. Only your conditioned thinking can do that. Be proud, be accountable, claim your power, and hold it wisely. Right now, you are in an excellent position to attract healthy, interdependent, collaborative relationships that truly serve the highest good. Friendships flourish with mutual respect and support. Love relationships bloom with ample space for both parties to grow, and business ventures thrive in service of the greater good. So again, your greater good, Tennille, and the greater good of the collective. The goddess Lilith wants to show you the way to claim a healthy self-worth and self-respect by refusing to let your old stories keep you down. You will be amazed at how deep, meaningful, and respectful your experience becomes in all areas of your life when you make choices from a place of empowered independence. So, Tennille, there's one thing you specifically asked me to focus on. And I will say that it's the same thing in the personal I gave you. I just see some like missing information, and you're going to be fine with the insurance element of your of everything you're dealing with. Amber, welcome. And absolutely, yes, it's a 1-card general, but I do offer personals as well. Details in the description box. But yes, as soon as you come in, you're on the list, and then we'll get you read. Tennille, what I'm also seeing with the Lilith card, though, is like, now that things, like, even if they don't seem like they're going better than they have been in at least the last 18 to 24 months for you, you are finally stepping into the power of this knowledge of things are good, like back to the same manifesting abilities and capabilities that you had years ago, where you pulled yourself out of the physical illnesses that you were in for a really long time. And even though you're still struggling with that, the card of independence is like the you cannot lose card. So in the next week or two, you know, if you can get to feeling a little better physically, I would put, if I were you, all of my effort and energy into just go, not like physically draining yourself, but like that energetic pull you're feeling towards like starting your own business or changing something in Hillbilly or whatever the case may be. It's like you cannot lose. So you may as well ask, you may as well tell the universe what you're going to be receiving and manifest the poop out of it, because who knows how long beyond 2 weeks this energy is going to last. This is amazing energy. One more quick message that I'm getting from this card, Tennille, is don't believe everything you hear. I feel like when you hear something, it's going to be very convincing, but it's not going to make much sense. Like the way the person's telling you is like, oh my gosh, like, wow, you know, it's someone you trust. It makes perfect sense. But then when you really think about it, it's like, no, so-and-so wouldn't do that to me, or so-and-so. And it's very conflicting. When you get a situation like that, go straight to the person and talk it out, because I do feel like somebody is either spreading false stories about you to other people, or someone is being misled themselves and trying to pull you along about someone else. So I'm just using this as an example. You know, Porky Pie's not cheating, but like someone's telling you that Porky Pie's cheating. And they're like, I saw him and he was leaving the hotel with this lady. And the next thing you know, you're on this bandwagon of like, I can't believe he's cheating on me. But if you had just gone to him, he would have explained that, you know, he had a car accident or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like something that looks really bad, but is perfectly explainable. And it really is. It's not like someone making up a bunch of poop to try to get you to go along with their program. So please don't let misunderstandings lead to the loss of really important friendships and relationships in the next 2 weeks at least. Also, if you've already had a reading, you know, if you've never been in here before, like if you get your reading and you have time to hang out, you probably should, because there are going to be readings that are for other people that are really going to probably resonate with you, that you're going to feel energetically aligned with, and you should take that information as well. Everybody calm down. We all love each other. What's a porky pie? So she one time was talking to me and she referred to her husband as Porky. And I just thought it was the funniest thing because his name's Harold. And I just started calling him Porky Pie. So who's next?
Aunt Edna. Hello, dear. Hope you're doing good tonight.
Aunt Edna, I'm going to use the Oracle of Visions. Yeah, Miss Amber, you're new, so you won't have to wait as long. Once you come in more than once, then you're just on a list. But I usually don't do more than 30 readings a night. And if I do 30, that's a lot. So it's not like you ever really have to wait too long. It sounds delicious. It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, and I'm so glad to hear it. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, and then you got card number 42. Oh, so guys, I finally sat down today because of something that happened to me a couple of nights ago that really triggered me to really write in depth about the Galactic Federation. I already started it. It's not like last time where I was like, I think I'm going to do this. I am doing this. So it's coming out in the next couple of weeks as one of the regular pre-recordeds. I have to get the information out. I've been sitting on it for like a year now, and apparently not good. Pine Island Research. What's up, Jeff? New England Dirt Roadie. Knitter. Oh, I miss you guys. All right. And then you got ambition, goals, inspiration. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. This card is about setting a target, a goal, something to strive for, a purpose, motivated by need or ambition. We now have something to aim for. Success is our chosen field. A young performer lies on the floor in an almost fetal position, possibly exhausted or at the point of giving up. Despite the constant effort and repetition she has put into her endeavors so far, she is once again questioning herself. Can she ever be good enough? Will she ever make it? Despair, doubt, and frustration cloud her progress. Possibly her efforts are hampered further by other limitations, physical or mental, or possibly outside factors. Other commitments distract her or compete for her time. And it's easy enough to dream and establish goals. The question now is whether that dream is realistically achievable or a distracting oasis that will simply torment but never be reached. So this is not saying, obviously, that your goals are unreachable. What it's saying, though, is it's time to really sit down and look at what you're putting your energy towards. So I see so much positive, so much. You're a great manifester. You are a healer, whether you want to accept that or not. And if you ever want to work with that, I'll help you. But the one thing, Anna, that I'm seeing is you may have a lot that you're looking to achieve or a lot that you're striving for. And the universe is saying, great, that is an amazing thing. But look at what you can attain or obtain now, and put the rest as like long-term goals. I feel like you're putting energy towards too many different things where like the energy is great. You're taking the actionable steps behind the manifestation, like we talk about all the time. But by, working on 5 or 6 different things, or even 1 or 2, if they're big things, you're like splitting your energy off too much. Does that make sense? So it's time to kind of cut the fat a little bit around your dreams, your hopes, your goals, whether it be physically, mentally, physically, how you feel, like your physical well-being, or, something you actually wish to accomplish or achieve, and really figure out what needs to come first, how you can get there. And this doesn't mean don't, put those other things on the back burner. There's nothing I'm seeing that you should be like giving up on, but you're going to be more effective if you can figure out a way to put, 100% of your energy, effort, intent, manifestation, glow up, boss up energy into one goal rather than 10% into 10 goals. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. You're kind of stuck of like, which accomplishment do you want to accomplish first? You may not feel that way, but what I'm honestly seeing the major and main focus on here is your physical health. It's like, yes, you are capable. You are more than capable. You could do anything that you're trying to do right now. But what has to come first is the alignment. Your chakras are a bit out of whack. I'm seeing like a little swervy worvy energy there, which is, definitely out of alignment. 12 to 15 minutes 3 times a week on a guided manifestation, chakra alignment manifestation, even off YouTube would be sufficient. It's not like that bad. I feel like you need to like retune your connection to spirit. If that is by way of prayer, if that's by way of, channeling, which I know you don't like messing with any of that stuff. So maybe up your prayer game in the next week or two, get the physical stuff at least out of the way and dealt with. And once you're where you need to be there, you're going to be unstoppable. Just stay focused and keep everything else in the back of your mind, but choose one thing, your physical health, and really get there. And I feel like this is coming up because you're going to have many opportunities to do just that in the next couple of weeks. Sorry, I feel like I am glowing bright white. All right, who's next?
Because you are glowing. You're always glowing. We're going to go ahead and do the new person, Amber A. Because Ron was next, and I don't think he's back yet. So, okay. And then after her, we'll do Cindy Lee if she comes in.
Well, thank you. Not always, but most of the time when I'm with you guys. Oh, Jesus, she's right. So I got my new shirt today, guys, in my favorite color. I got it in black and white, too. As soon as I start feeling better, I start spreading myself too thin. Yeah, your team's not going to have it. I'm not going to call for it. And in fact, one of your guys just laughed and kind of, it's not even really funny. What they were like, you're going to have to be taken out again if you decide to keep doing that. Meaning if you don't put 100% into your physical health, something is going to end up going wrong where you're not going to be able to do anything. So just focus in the next couple of weeks on your physical health first. You're so welcome, sweetheart. All right. Miss, what was it? Amber A? Okay. And Ron, if you're back yeah, just let us know. Amber, I'm using the Magic of You Oracle. Tangibility, make your dreams real. Card number 32. Is your head in the clouds, Amber? Are you feeling floaty and ephemeral? Lofty states of being are best appreciated when we are grounded. Earth's animals are our teachers. When we float in life so long that we feel directionless or confused, they show us the way to practical action in the physical plane. Animals live authentic lives and do not claim to be anything other than what they are. Consider the qualities of different animals. What are you drawn to in this current moment? The lesson you need and the best action to take lies in the connection you recognize, the unconditional love and joy of a dog, the shedding skin of a rebirthing snake, the sensuous purring of a cat, the chrysalis transformation of a butterfly. To find the answers you seek, it's time for animal connection and communion. The girl of tangibility comes to know her dreams are possible as a bird alights on her crown and butterflies kiss her shoulders. The clouds of illusion part, and she can see her dreams made real by communing with her animal companions. Now, when it gets this specific, I would say if you're an animal person, if you know what your animal guides are, your spirit animal, I should say, or your spirit animals, yes, work with them. If you know how to do that, definitely. But I do feel like on the other side of that, like animal energy aside, that you are feeling kind of directionless. Either you don't know where you are in life right now, looking back, being like, how the heck did I get here? And what do I do next? Or that's life in general. Or Amber, there's a specific situation where you're just at a loss, hopeless, helpless, been there, done that, don't know where to go, don't know what to do. And the universe is you need to call your attention back to self. Okay. Look inward, stop turning a blind eye and pretending that you can fix everything, right? And this isn't a judgment or an indictment, because it's not a bad thing that you want to fix these damaged relationships or, situations, whatever you're going through here, Amber. But the problem is you've already started the internal changing process, whether you realize it or not, but you have no control over whether the other person or other people in this unique situation are doing the same thing. And I feel like one of the things in the next week or two that you just need to think about, okay, this is not an actionable card for you right now, but maybe start considering that you've learned everything there is to learn in this lifetime from this person, this situationship, relationship, whatever it is, whether it be a job, something with a sibling or a family member, a love relationship. I feel like you really have given this everything. You've given it all your energy. You've tried everything. The universe is saying, look deep inside of yourself to find the strength to even start to come to an acknowledgement of what actually needs to be done here. I'm not saying it is that you need to get out of whatever this is or step away, move away from this person. But I am saying that you have to get yourself used to the idea that that could actually be what's needed here. There's another person involved in whatever this is, and there could be several, but there's one specifically that's involved that is just not willing to do the work. They're not willing to look at the eye. They're not willing to look inside and say, okay, I made this mistake, this mistake, this mistake. I did this wrong. Let me fix it. You know, this is how. They're just not willing, but they're more than willing to watch you put everything on you and watch you jump through hoops for accolades, recognition, love, commitment, affection, attention, a promotion that you are never going to get. This is a game, whoever this is or whoever these people are, play with people. And I feel like the universe really needs you to see that before it can guide you to do anything else about this situation. This is not a good situation. So Miss Amber, again, I'm not seeing action. I'm not seeing the universe say, okay, it's time to start detaching. But the universe is saying there are lessons you still need to learn here, but you've got to look deep within yourself to learn them and not expect this other person to come to you with some sort of revelation. It's just not going to happen. They're uninterested. Adventurers Lounge, my email, please send them. It does take me a little while to get back, as my gemstones will tell you, maybe a week or two tops, but I do get back. Okay. And normally I just give my phone number and text with the person, but yes, would love it. Or you could send them to Ghostdragonzw and we can go over them on a Tuesday. Guys, my vape just died, so give me 1 sec. I'm just going to grab a charged one. All right, who's next? I don't know if Amber was even here. We got to make sure that.
I'm pretty sure she's here. She's listening.
Not your fault at all, but okay, who's next?
Cindy Lee.
Thank you, everybody, putting my info in there. You guys are gems. Feeling good tonight. Nut slap never been, but my goal before I had my first child at 16 was when I turned 18 after I graduated high school was to drive across the country to California and just stay there. Never got to do it, but one day. She said, shoosh. Mama Cindy, I'm using the Quantum Oracle. Thank you guys so much. You're all so sweet. Thank you for checking in with me this week. A lot of y'all were like, not for nothing. Oh, I have an announcement about members. Not for nothing, but are you okay? Because I'm getting like a weird feeling. I had so many texts like that this week, and it felt really good to know that I am connecting with people that way and that you guys, you know, you get it. Yes, light and mild thunder and lightning, Mike J. So for my members, I felt bad. I'm like, all I'm giving y'all is an extra video that everyone else gets to see for the first 24 hours. So what I'm going to do on a rotating scale is every month I'm going to choose 2 members very randomly for a personal, just on me for being a member. You have to have been a member for at least 3 months. And I'm going to rotate it. So you, like, if you had one this month, you won't get one for 3 months. Then if your name is pulled or called again, then you get one. That's just how I'm going to do it for now until I can get the extra content out. Mama Cindy, you got card number 5 in the consciousness, a consciousness of lack in the upright. My mentor always says this to me, that I'm coming from a place of lack. A man leans dejectedly on a concrete heart, his back turned to the potential gold and beauty held there. His melancholy seems overwhelming, and this card may reveal a similar energy for you at this time. There may be some financial limitation for you, possibly even significant money woes. But, Mama Cindy, this card could indicate restriction in other areas as well. You may be experiencing some limitations in love or relationships, and the feelings of loss could be frustrating and sad. This consciousness card reveals the deeper issues, or even deeper issues than the great gratitude card reversed. It demands that you shift out of the lack consciousness now, even if you feel something is missing in your life. Your fear only restricts you further, making you more miserable and manifesting even more limitation. I am in this cycle too, Mama Cindy. I get it. It may be difficult to focus on something positive when you're lonely or have financial troubles, but it's absolutely necessary to do so if you want to change that reality. Take the steps you need to resolve whatever issue may be bothering you, but don't stop there. Make the energetic cause to always acknowledge what you have, even down to the smallest detail. Choosing to value yourself and your life will break down the harsh feelings in your heart and bring many amazing experiences to you. Your affirmation for the next 2 weeks: I let go of limitation and lack. I always choose to see the value in my life and in myself. I'm interested to see what your team has to say because I need this advice right now. Mama Cindy, what I'm seeing here, is just like, this feeling of like, I've come so far, either in a particular situation or just in general. And like, I thought that by now I would be doing XYZ, or I thought that I'd be enjoying my life more. Or I thought that, I'd have $1 million, or there's something here that you thought by the time now came that would be happening. And the universe is saying it's not a dead dream, but you're focusing on that it didn't happen instead of what you need to do to make it happen. And when we're feeling trapped and helpless and hopeless or financially really struggling, it's really hard to say, well, I don't have a penny to my name and don't know how I'm paying my rent, but at least I have healthy kids. It's hard to do that because, but we need to keep a roof over their head, right? One thing always connects to the other in life. But the universe is asking you to do exactly that. When you start thinking negatively about a situation, to try to not turn it into a positive, as in like, I'm pretending this isn't happening. That's not what manifestation is. What this is saying is focus on something different if you have to, something you have accomplished by now, something you have achieved, something you are proud of. There's something here that's really weighing down your spirit. And even if it's not like an issue, like a financial issue, or you didn't obtain or achieve a goal, I do see you a lot more for some reason recently thinking about like life and death, how fragile it is. And I don't know where that's coming from. We haven't spoken privately in a while. But I feel like the universe is saying, don't focus on the fragility of life, focus on enjoying it as best as you can and achieving everything that you feel you need to achieve. So what I just saw too is maybe some comparison, as in like, oh, I thought that, I don't know really how to explain what I'm seeing. Like, I thought that, for me, I'm like, I thought that by now, by the time I'm 41 years old, I would be in a position to buy my mom a house. I somehow thought, but I never put any action behind it until like the last 5 years, right? But I feel like that kind of reminiscing. And the universe is saying there's really nothing stopping you except you thinking that there's something stopping you. So in the next week or two, try to keep it as positive as possible. Even if you're not feeling it, write down like your 3 biggest blessings. And even if they're the same blessings every day, even though I try to switch it up, write them down. Acknowledge them when you wake up. Wake up in the morning, and I have to remember to do this too. I'm just as guilty of not doing it. And tell your spirit guides and your team, be like, listen, to my spirit team, my guides, my angels, whoever else is out there watching me of higher vibration, love, light, and peace, make my decisions for me today. I don't want to have to make my own decisions. And there you go.
Ready?
Yes.
Darling Deb.
Darling Deb, I am going to use the Halloween Oracle. Miss Cindy, I have a hard answer that just popped into my head, and I really don't want to say it, but I'm gonna give it to you straight. What I just heard in response to that in my head, you have to focus on accepting that he may not want to. You can't make someone else feel a certain way. What you can do is remind him what the universe just reminded you through me. And that's like, we always have things to be happy for. We always have things that we've achieved. Maybe we didn't even realize it. Making him mindful of his blessings, mindful that, you know, there's no reason to give up. But at the end of the day, it could also be acceptance of like, you can't make those decisions. Unfortunately, even if you are trying to do the right thing and make the right decision, it may be the right decision in your mind. But for whatever reason, if his spirit and mind aren't in alignment with that, there is nothing you can do. But I love Halloween. So do I, girl. And Anna said, giving up control is hard for me. I think I'm afraid of flying because I want to be the one flying the plane. You know, giving up control is really hard for me too, and like not micromanaging. But I've been in a situation for a really long time in an area of my life personally where I have no control over anything, no matter how hard I try to exert it or express my need for it, even in like the tiniest little situations. It's a really lost feeling. Like you feel like you're constantly just free falling. Like, I don't want to voice my opinion because it's not going to matter anyway. But then you start thinking, wait a minute, like, who is this person to make it so I don't have an opinion? Do you know what I mean? And it goes back and forth. You just have to kind of find your own common ground. Mama Cindy, do not give up. Absolutely don't try to turn his mind if he's thinking of giving up. But what the universe would like you to do in this at the same time is come to acceptance that you may do everything that is humanly possible, and you still may not succeed. You still might, but that is what I heard. And I'm sorry to say that because I know it sounded kind of harsh, but please remember, it's not me. It's your team. They know you better than I ever will. They know you better than you do. Zombie. You guys, I can't make this poop up. Look at what this card says. Can y'all see that? We were just talking about it. The card of control. Bat mom, yeah. And, you know, on the outside looking in, that makes perfect sense. And that's beautiful advice from one friend to another. But you have to put yourself on the receiving end, too. It sounds harsh and it sounds, you know, I want to say SHITTY. It sounds poopily. But let's all pray, you know, because I don't ever want to see anyone giving up, even if I'm not there to see it. You know, it's just not, I've almost given up so many times. And look where I am. And then I'm off this stream and I'm like pouting like I've accomplished nothing in my life. But I have, right? We just need those reminders sometimes. Well, I love you, and I would never want to be harsh or cruel to you, especially if you're suffering through something like that. So just know that I'm praying for you and I'm here, non-judgmental. Darling Deb, the dead arise, voices a mumbling, after our brains are screams, they are tumbling. Zombies have become quite the fashion recently, much like vampires. Turn on the television and you can't escape the moaning and groaning of these, the living dead. And yes, they do seem to be after your brains. There are even public zombie walks where people dress up as zombies and appear en masse on roads and in cities. But zombies are not merely a fun icon of popular culture. Traditionally, they are mainly associated with the African and Haitian voodoo religion. Zombies are said to be dead bodies reanimated by incantations chanted by a learned practitioner called a bokor, and they are usually enlivened for a purpose. The practitioner is said to capture part of a living soul to animate the body, and that is always a temporary action, as the soul cannot be contained in a decomposing body for long, or God will take the soul back. Deb, one of the most frightening aspects of this idea of zombieism is the idea of our souls and consciousness being trapped inside a body that does not our bidding, but someone else's. Another is the idea of being buried alive, the fate of some, it is said, who get trapped in already dead bodies. Should the zombie card unsteadily step into your life, it's time to look at the concept of control. Do you want to control everything, leaving little to free expression? Do you choose partners who are not your equal so that they are more easily manipulated and changed to your liking? Or do you allow those things to happen to you? If you're not living your most authentic life, it's time to look at why and how to change that. So, Deb, I don't necessarily feel like you want tons of control or like micromanage. I feel like what I'm seeing and knowing you personally as close as we've gotten in the past few months, this is like you took control, and now going forward, it's like one of those things where like now it's going to be expected. Let's look to Deb. Deb will take care of it. And it's like, that's great that your loved ones or a specific loved one can trust you to, you know, have their backs and get poop done. But at the end of the day, I feel like this could be like, I'm smiling because I get this energy. I understand it. It's like slacker energy. I don't have to really put the work in because at the end of the day, Deb's going to save the day. You know, whatever I shirk and slack on my responsibility, Deb will pick up that slack. You need to stop whatever this is in its tracks immediately before you become a mommy. And I don't mean like you're going to have a baby and that's amazing, even though you might. I do see that in your near future. This is like, I don't like it. It's giving me the chills and making me feel icky. This is someone being like, you know, I don't have to put 100% because Deb's going to put 150. So I only have to put like 25%. That's not acceptable. There was a situation with your husband that you and I worked on over the course of a month to a month and a half, and we got that situation under control and kicked its butt. Then I told you what you had to do, and I told you what to expect from him. We're past that now. Now it should be both of y'all looking inward on how to work together, right? Because relationships are not 50-50, guys. They're 100, 100, 100. You have to put 100 into the relationship as its own entity. You have to put 100 into the other person, and expect that other person to put 100 into you. But on days when that other person can only put 50%, then you pick up the slack. Yes, I think so. I'm just feeling so drained. That draining, that is a part of what we did in all the energy work that we did, and the closing of the portal, the removal of the attachment. It was a lot, and it was a lot for you to have to do. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with someone like your husband who kind of believes but doesn't want to like really have to do anything, it is hard. And sometimes you do have to pick up the slack. But do me a favor in the next week or two, please do everything you can to try to not allow this to move into a different space where like, okay, with the spiritual stuff that we're doing, if he needs you to pick up that slack and you're willing and able to do that, that's fine. But this can't be going on in all areas of your life. Like, he should be, you know, taking you out or spending this time with you, whatever, like you need to. He should be picking up your slack in another area. It's not you do all your work, all the relationships work, and 90% of his work, or even 10% all the time in every area. It has to be equal give and take. Remember, reciprocation of energy. It's reciprocity, because if you're expelling or expending, whatever the word is, this energy out, and it's not being transmuted into anything, or at least not anything positive and given back to you, that is energy wasted. So he took it into him, and that's it. And I'm not saying this is about your husband, except I am. Like, I really do believe this has to do with Aaron. And I'm not saying this to, you know, snub him. I love him. I think he's hilarious, actually, when he's like, I don't believe in that stuff. Did you charge my crystal necklace? And that was like the best thing ever, because he was just saying he didn't believe in it. And then 2 minutes later, he comes in and he's like, did you charge that necklace for me? I got to wear that today, you know, because it, like, you know, he's adorable. But at the end of the day, you're not his mommy. And even though you've taken the reins with the spiritual stuff, you really do need to take a step back from even that, because now it's his turn to not have that crutch anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're going to talk Sunday, you and Baby Dragon. I've set that up like 2 months ago, and we still haven't gotten to it, but I'm getting there, and hopefully we can make that work Sunday. I'll have the whole day. Yeah. Do you know that I don't know if you guys watch as many shorts as I do. I watch them in order to remix them so I can do them on my channel. But there's this one where it's like, I asked my parents how they danced to this song in the 80s, and it's that song, do 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 do, and everyone's dancing, and all these people that are a little bit older than me, that were like 80s teenagers, are dancing to this song. I wanted so badly to go downstairs and ask my husband how he danced to that song in the 80s, but I knew he wouldn't do it. Like, he would think it's funny to watch the videos of other people doing it, but he wouldn't do that. And I've been bummed. I'm kind of bummed about it, because like I wanted to bring him into that. So what I'm going to do is do a video call with Ghostdragonzw, and he's going to dance for me. How did you dance to this in the 80s? And you can't lie, because your daughter and I are getting much closer, and I'm just going to ask. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you not? Look, he tunes me out.
Sounds
Did you hear what I said?
Anyways, Blue's next. Yeah, I know.
It's happening. You're welcome. Shorts
No,
are
I'm not doing that.
addictive. I know. Oh, really? She looks like her? Ghosty dancing. Oh, it's happening. I'm sorry.
Actually seen me dance before.
That's what I'm saying. You can't lie and say that you didn't
I used
because
to dance all the time. I was worse than you in being caught in the kitchen.
worse than me?
Yeah,
Are
worse
you
than
saying
you. I've seen you do it. You think you're not? People are not watching.
I know. I do it all the time. I love music. You know, music moves the soul. But I am going to get you to dance to that. Blue Crossroads, you're on my list too. So don't think you're getting out of it. I'm gonna get all the male gemstones. Guys, just send me a 30-second clip of y'all dancing to that song. And if you don't know the name of it, I will find the name of it. Yeah, thank you, baby dragon. He's tuning me out. She has come to the dark side. You said who's next. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. I tuned you out.
See where I learned it from? I was a great listener until I started hanging out with her. Blue's next.
Who?
Blue Crossroads.
Oh, I thought you said Lou. I'm like,
Lou Costello. Do you?
I don't know anyone named Lou. I do
Lou
actually. I do. Is that his name, Lou Dog?
No, Lou Costello from the Abbott and Costello.
Do you know? How do I not know that? Do you know we have Lou Costello Park? He's from Patterson.
Yes.
He's from my hometown. That
Yes.
park is in the worst possible area. Nobody goes there. It's like the ghetto.
He was kind of a rough guy to himself. What you think?
All right, Sir Blue. Let's see what we're doing here for you. I like how the Oracle of the Universe is looking. Did you guys see that short I posted today where it's like, oh my God, and then wait a minute. I'm like, it's me all day long. Yeah, that was me forgetting. I tried to do a cheerleading, what are they called? The jump where you go like this and you jump in the air and touch your toes in the air. I used to be able to do that so well. I did it 3 times. The 4th time I didn't land it and I sprained my wrist. This was like, I guess it was a few years ago now.
Mike, I mosh pit too, believe me. I'm good at it.
I used to go in the mosh pit and like that, like I'm kind of a girly girl. I mean, I'm a tomboy in my way, but like when I go out somewhere, I don't like to be stepped on. And the last time was in, I would say 2010. I went to a bar and I was having some beers with some friends, and my boyfriend at the time, he's only my boyfriend for a couple months because there was something wrong with him. Some guy accidentally stepped on my shoe. And our friends were the band, and this guy was with our friends. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'm like, I'll just back up a little. I'm standing in the middle of the mosh pit. Like, no big deal. I back up. The guy steps on my shoe again, but I could tell he was not doing it on purpose. My boyfriend took a beer bottle and bashed it over the guy's head. We had to go running from the cops. I'm in a schoolgirl outfit and 7-inch heels. I was like, no more mosh pits.
I've spent many of nights come home with bruises and bangs and
Mike, I was 5.
But I've done my damage too, especially when I start throwing my legs around. What?
Did you guys do that? I'll be back in just 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. That was embarrassing.
Yes, Blue. I was a big slam dancer. That's basically mosh pit, but slamming. Yeah, same thing. I've done it all. Been to all kinds of really crazy shows. One I was too afraid to go in. I won't say who the band was, but we got there and it was like, no, we're not gonna go in this crowd. And we left.
If you guys rewatch that shot, I was shuffling and one of my nails just went bing and just like flicked across the room.
Off.
It did. It was just very unexpected. Anyway, yeah, it's not dancing, but I would love to see you guys dancing.
mosh pitting and slamming. It's not really dancing.
I used to jump on the bar every time Shipping Up to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys came on, and I would just get everyone dancing on the bar. But that was like as far as I went. All right, Blue. That's hot. Vomit on the face. Okay. You got Skull, Rosette, the card of, and I'm shocked, Fragility. Card number 39, the Skull Nebula. Blue, your body is strong, but it can be fragile too, so be respectful of it. The body and mind work together, so don't waste time. Take advantage of every opportunity. Stop procrastinating. Death is a part of life. Memento mori. Skulls have been a symbol of life and death all throughout the world. A skull, while strongly constructed, is fragile, and the bowl for our precious brain. I thought it said bowel for some reason. The skull represents the idea of our own mortality and to not waste time. The Stoic philosopher Seneca often spoke about the concept of memento mori, or remember you will die. In his moral letters to Lucilius, Seneca wrote, quote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing," end quote. This is not a morbid way to feel, but a way to motivate ourselves to not waste life and time and to choose what we do each day with discernment. I'm going to cry. It's positive instruction to pack as much as we can into our lives, not to procrastinate or hide, but to do everything we might wish to experience. As the Stoics often intimated, life isn't short. It's just that we tend to waste a lot of time. During the Day of the Dead celebration, skulls are decorated and sweets are made into skull shapes to take away the stigma of death and to make it as beautiful as life. The skull-like gas in this nebula surrounds a dying star some 1,600 light years away. It is so gaseous, the fragile nebula is almost transparent, and if observing, you can see some of the bright stars from other galaxies behind it. Words of power. My life is precious and I will not waste a moment. So you said a major opportunity came in. You and I still do have to talk about that. I'm thinking Sunday. Hopefully I have the actual energy to do all this that I need to get done, but I need to stop procrastinating as well. I could have pulled this card for myself and not pulled a more perfect card. So I get where you're coming from. However, the difference is you had this incredibly amazing opportunity come in and you decided, like, I'm taking this. Like, that's it. No looking back, only looking forward. And that doesn't mean you can't strive to have things you don't have. You can't strive for your goals, to achieve things, to earn things, to obtain things, material or whatever, like relationships. But this is you saying, I'm going to do this for me. I'm not going to waste any more of my time. And what will be, will be. What will happen, what will happen. I'm going to put as much energy and effort into making these things happen as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, this is not selfish to say Blue Crossroads is going to focus on Blue Crossroads for a while and do what is making Blue happy. And again, you don't have to give up other dreams, but I think for the next week or two at least, and I would go so far as to say, like, take the summer, just do things that you want to do, you know, get a little wild, be a little crazy, but remain optimistic, because when I read for you, I see only good things. Like, I don't ever see anything that I'm like, I got to keep an eye on that. And for a lot of y'all, I do. I don't say anything because it's just like this little tinge of something that I get. And I'm like, okay, if it comes up, I'll bring it up because it's just an energetic thing. I can't really explain it. I don't really get that with you. You seem like very in line and very in tune. Sure, you have your problems like everyone else, but I just feel like this is a time where you are going to be really living, and this is the universe backing you up and saying, live like you were dying. Stop procrastinating. Stop waiting around. Stop, start taking more chances. And you're going to be just fine because you're going to end up where you're supposed to end up. You are someone who is already on your path, have been on it for a while, took maybe a couple detours, but like you're very aligned spiritually and as far as your chart goes. So there's really no losing. It's just a matter of you being more patient with some things that are coming in and seeing the huge blessing in the things that are coming in now and not what you're waiting for. I hope that makes sense, because I'm getting like, I'm tearing up because I relate so much to this card. but it's also giving me like such positive energy to just like get up and go. One other thing I'm seeing is, did you take care of a few weeks ago? I was like, I'm going to be on you about that. There's something going on medically that's like really small, but if you don't get it checked out like yesterday, it's going to get worse, progressing. There is something physical here that like if you overexert yourself physically, you're going to be sorry. And I feel like you do know what this is, and you're probably rolling your eyes right now like, oh crap, I forgot to go get that checked, or no, it doesn't hurt that bad. Please go get it checked, because it's going to turn into something major if you don't. And if you get it checked, it's going to end up being nothing, a little nothing.
Sorry about that. Jules is next.
At the festival today, I must have seen 20 Stanleys. I was so proud. And then I had to like, I had handfuls of stuff. So I'll ask Ray, like, can you hold this? And, you know, he's like this big 6 foot tall guy. And he's like, I feel ridiculous holding this. He's like, can I just hold your purse instead? So my Juicy Couture purse is preferable to the Stanley Cup. Even in the classroom today, I didn't bring mine because I'm like, that's really pretentious to bring my Stanley into the classroom. No, both teachers had one and they were out. I live in that kind of community. Negative. Okay, just keep an eye on it for me. And if any little aches and pains in the next week or two pop up, I'm not saying you have to like rush yourself to the emergency room. Just like don't overexert, because I feel like I'm seeing like physical injury, but not like anything serious, but it's like going to be given to you to slow you down, because physically you're pushing yourself too hard in some area of your life. Are you going to the gym? You're going to the gym. So like maybe I'm seeing that. I'm specifically seeing you working out. Just be careful. So Mike, it wasn't a festival like you're thinking. It was at my kindergartner's school. So a bunch of little kids. I have sensory issues that I never realized I had until very recently. So the screaming and kids freak me out. Like, I'm wearing a ponytail, obviously. The little girl comes up. She's like, oh my God, your nails are so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I want to look like you when I get older. I love your pants. I love your sweater. I love your shirt. I wasn't wearing this, of course. And then she looks at my nails and she's like, oh, they're fake. She's like, and you have gray hair. And she wasn't being mean or rude. She was making an observation, because she was wearing little pink fake nails. So I think she was like, oh, they're like mine. And I just was like, they'll say anything, man. They scare me. Children scare me. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love watching my little guy run and play with friends. And he's so proud of me and his dad to like show us off, like introducing us to everybody. You know, this is my mom and dad, you know. And it's cool. It's really cool, because I didn't get to do that with my older kids. My little guy has a much more healed version of me than my older ones got. So now for my older ones, I'll be ATM mom, and hopefully that makes up for a little bit. No, blue is not. I'm done moving. It's a young man's game. Okay, so make sure you don't. I'm telling you, I'm getting this for a reason, okay? Just don't overexert yourself. We worry, okay? We worry. Boy, that's what I would do, hire movers. All right, who's next? You did tell me, but I forgot.
Jules.
I was rambling, okay?
See. Hi, Donna Betty.
Donna Betty's. I hope that we're pronouncing your name right, and if not, just casually correct us. So good to see you. So good to see a new face and a new name. Welcome. Miss Julie girl, I'm going to use Fairy Forest. Oh, baby dragon. Yes, I get it. And that's what I mean. Like, they will literally say anything, and you really can't react because they're 4, 5, and 6. That's why people are like, oh, you know, it's so hard having babies. Babies are angelic. Yeah, they cry a lot and you don't get a lot of sleep, but they are silent. They don't talk back. Like, loving it. Betty's. Either way, welcome. So good to see you. I'm glad that you were drawn here.
Let us know.
And just let us know if you'd like a reading. Yeah.
Yeah, and that way I can move you up. The first time you come in, we move you up, and then after that, you have to wait in line like everybody else.
Yeah, we like to get the first timer. So I see my little Wi-Fi thing doing its thing. If you guys don't hear me right, just let me know. I'll back out and come in. Usually it goes away in a minute or two, though. Yes, dear.
We got you, Donna. I'll slide you in here in a little bit, okay? For your first time.
Just hang out, and if for any reason you need to leave, let us know, and I'll make sure we get you in. No filter. That's exactly what it is.
In fact, I think what I'll do is after Jules' Bat Mom will fit in. After Bat Mom, then it's my daughter.
All right, cool. All right, Julie girl, you got my favorite number, card number 23, the card of Friar. And I'm really happy to see you get this card. It's the card of abundance, peace, and contentment. Because when I first came in, you were talking about something a little bit negative, and I was like, yeah, me too. Like, I totally connect with that. I feel that. And then you were like, but on the mend, right? Like getting better or something like that. And that did hit me in my head, even though I didn't respond verbally to it. So here you go. Jules, your integrity has led to healing and unity, which gives you vast potential. And this surge of energy brings with it the ability to prosper, a continual flow of energy to be invested. Being at one with who you are destined to be can also lead to the power to create good fortune for yourself. This abundance, which will come lovingly and safely, can result in a time where you finally take your place in the world. You are now at home with your sensitivity, your psychic abilities, and you are able to help the world simply through being yourself, who you are at your core, and using your beautiful, innate, intuitive talents. You are in tune with this new earth energy. We all have this capacity, regardless of age, religion, race, creed, family background, or issues. Every human has the chance to change into a person with a higher purpose and perspective. When we live from that place, we are truly peaceful, content, and abundant. We are like children coming home when we move into this energy and embrace this planet, for the planet in her turn embraces us and showers us with gifts. Jules, you are one of the leaders of this change, one who shows the way from the light they share each day in simple ways. You are a wonderful person with the divine mission. You are important to the planet. You are important to the collective. You are moving into a time of physical health, joy, enthusiasm, and the wonderful energy of optimism. Strong and joyful, others will embrace the examples you offer at this time. You really are. Guys, I'm just going to turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone, kind of so we're not. Jules, you really are in that space right now, whether you feel it right this second or not, of just feeling more positive and understanding what I've been saying for the past few weeks to everyone and what I'm trying to do in my personal life as well, where it's like we have to look inside for peace, contentment, happiness, because when we look outside of ourselves, like all of those things are not always tangible. They're not always available. They're not always practical. And I feel like you really, as a scapegoat child, and I say that because you've shared that many times and you have no issue with talking about it, as a scapegoat child, it took you longer than someone like me, the hero child, to find their way in certain areas. And I feel like with all the tragedy and trauma you've been through, there's also been a lot of personal triumph. And what the universe is showing me is like you need to focus inward on that personal triumph. Regardless of what comes up, particularly in the next week or two, you really need to find a way to block out the negativity that's being aimed at you from wherever direction it's coming from. And I'm not talking about small criticisms like, dang it, you burned the steak. I'm talking about people coming at you like, oh, well, they come at me like, oh yeah, well, and they'll remind me of like where I was 8 years ago and be like, and now you're sitting here and you're spiritual. Yeah, I've grown. Like, it's called achievement. Have you not heard of it? I feel like that's kind of what people still want to compare you to the old Jules, scared, lost, lonely, neglected. And you're just not those things because you take care of yourself now. And the universe wants you to keep focused on that because you have abundance, blessing, times like 10 coming in throughout the course of the summer. I just feel like things are just going to go your way. Not everything every time, but a lot more than usual, to the point where you might start thinking you're quote unquote lucky, but there is no such thing as luck. I hope you guys know that from what I've taught you or what we've discussed together. But Jules, I just see this as a really peaceful time, a time for you to finally take some breaths and be like, I am who I am. I am what I am. I am where I am. And this is where I'm going to end up. And just start moving in that direction. The right people will align with it. The wrong people will go. And sometimes we simply just have to let them. This is a great card. It really is a very positive message. Who's
I'm
nervous
sorry.
to get a reading? Not Mike J.
Mike. Yeah.
No such thing.
Edna's working on him though. Batmom's next.
Miss Batmom, we're using vampire. Behave. And I'm wearing the beautiful Moldavite earrings you got me. Good. I love when you say that. Everyone in the comments always thinks that's so funny too. Deadbolt's accurate. You needed it. It's about damn time. You know, your whole life. And I'm not to say you've never achieved anything great or you've never been happy, but it's like you finally have shed this skin of scapegoat. You no longer define yourself as who you were or a label somebody else placed on you. You're just who you are. And the right people are the right people, and the wrong people can go take a long walk off a short pier. It doesn't matter. All right. I have 2 cards that turned around. I'm not going to take them. Where is Nomeo? Where is Vixen Doe? She doesn't come in anymore. It was so nice seeing Taiwaz last week. Long Island Bigfoot. Oh, guys, don't forget, I'll be on Texas Front Porch at 8 Eastern on Sunday night. After Batmom is Donna. So, Donna, just let us know you're still listening if you wouldn't mind. Yep, there she is. Okay. Look, someone who actually reads the chat. Holy poop. Maybe I can occasionally be naughty at guys. Yeah, sometimes it's fun to be naughty. Get out there and do it. If you're not hurting anyone and you're not hurting yourself, you got this. We can't be good girls all the time. Okay. Batmom. You're not going to like it, but it is what it is. So you got the card of religion. Don't jump down my throat. It doesn't always mean that. Canon, rules, and commandments. Card number 37. I don't watch other YouTubers. I don't have time except for like shorts, like obviously that like I want to remix. But I hear he has a really great show. And guys, we're not discussing the usual. Like we will go over my books and like the fact that I'm a medium and an oracle. But he wants to talk about true crime. First, he wants to talk a little bit about my recovery and how I got to where I'm at, how I ended up on YouTube, the 5.5 years sober and clean. I put the pipe down. But he also wants to talk about the visitations I've received. Like I've talked about Lacey Peterson, the Black Dahlia, Jack the Ripper. These spirits, these entities that have come to me while I was like watching the news or immersed in some information about them. And he wants to talk about that. So I think that's going to be really fun. It's something new and different. So it won't be the same old, same old. Batmom, the vampires speak. Religion has been through so much with you humans. We have watched it change moment to moment, it would seem. Every 1,000 years or so, your gods have changed, your faiths have changed, and people everywhere have died again and again for the rightness of all you say is right and true. We watch and wonder, for we too have this within us. The world in which we lived as humans has stamped us, marked us, and even now we find ourselves moved at the sight of the cross or drawn to a cathedral where countless pilgrims have worshipped. You can recall the lives of long ago, and at times there are vows and structures you have carried with you from life to life. The tattered remnants of belief and the sharp knives of punishment follow you lifetime after lifetime, and all the while you say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. But you are religious. There is much about you that is nun, monk, apostle, pilgrim, abbot, priest, shaman. You are and have been so much, so many things, and religion has been drunk in at your mother's breasts and formed so much of who you are. It is a vast form of black magic, and we have all dabbled in it. It's time to wash it clean, but first we must know what it is we have, what no longer helps us, and what we choose to believe and become from this day forth. Blessing, the structure and family feeling of revealed religions can feel safe and secure for many. They can also harness great energy, which can be directed for good. There is also great beauty in the rites and rituals, history, and tradition. Curse, the need to adhere to strict beliefs means most souls will give their power away and their connection to the divine. Power concentrates in the hands of the few and will be abused. Working with this card, learn more of the world's religions and begin to understand what has influenced your own life. While this may sound exhausting, it will be helpful as you begin to understand the difference between personal ethics, faith, and connection. And a religion that was revealed to another in which you have been ordered, even indirectly, to make your own. Now is the time to examine your heart and say, this is mine. This is what I worship. This is what I love. So right off the bat, I want to say that if you're religious, regardless of what your religion is, you guys know I know a lot about all different religions because I see spirit, right? And I ask questions, and I always have. So Bat Mom, if you're religious, I would say, maybe get back to church or put a little more energy into that. But that is not what I'm seeing exclusively with this card. I just saw Tracy Tritt, and I haven't spoken to her in a while, but I hope she's okay. Bat Mom, what I'm seeing here, this is a card for me of you shedding something that has been bred into you almost like I grew up thinking that I'm good looking, so I'll be able to use that. Like I'll never have to work for anything. And I was literally taught this by my parent. No wonder I had a rough life, right? I was told, don't work hard, find a guy, he'll take care of you, and that's horrible to teach a little girl, but it was the 80s, so whatever. And it's something like that. It's something that's so incredibly toxic. We can look at it now and say, I would never teach my kid that. I would never even mutter that. But it's what was ingrained in you, and it's kind of what you've lived your life by up until very recently, whether you realize it or not. Okay, I'll deal with that after this card. I don't want to get too distracted. Oh my God. Okay. Bat Mom, I feel like you are about to, I don't want to say relinquish control because that's not really what's happening here. You are relinquishing someone else's control over you. You're saying enough is enough, no more. So even if, like, for instance, I'm just using this as a silly example. If this is like a toxic, narcissistic, abusive relationship, you're dealing with a narcissist, whatever, they do have control. They always have to have control. And we always just relinquish it for hope that they're going to love us more, give us more, stop breadcrumbing us, keep their promises, not future fake, etc., etc., etc. and nauseam. But here's the thing. You finally realize that you're just giving your control away for no reason because they're not going to give you anything. They're not going to reciprocate the energy. So whether this is a job with a sibling, a parent, whatever it is, you have finally had enough. So even if you've only right now thought to yourself, this has got to stop, this is not changing, that is a great step one. The universe doesn't expect you to be like, okay, we've been in this relationship for 15 years. I'm leaving now. Bye. Like nobody expects that. And if they do, they're an idiot. Sorry. So, but this is you finally coming to that realization that you don't have to live under whatever this control is anymore. And that you can start to speak your mind, start to remember who you really are inside. Because Bat Mom, I don't think you know a lot about yourself. And I'm not judging you because I had to relearn too. I forgot I loved bowling, right? People tend to do that. I ramble. You have to find yourself again before you can make any kind of realistic and dominant movement in this situation. What the universe wants you to start out by doing in the next week or two is just stop reacting and responding as you are. Take notice of the actions, the behaviors, as I know you've been doing because we've talked about what this actually is, and understand that you are in total control. Even if you're not in a position to like just up and leave, or like if this is a thing with your employer where you're not in a position to just quit your job tomorrow, you at least know that that is what you need to do. And the universe is just being like, yes, do not let this person or these people back in to exert this control. They are draining you. They are slowly killing you, at least energetically. You're zapped. You have to refill your own cup, and you need to do that in the next week or two. And I feel like you're going to feel good about that. It's going to be a positive thing. Once you get used to it, you become more confident, more in your power. And eventually down the line, when you're ready, you can walk away. Rainwater, so good to see you. Now, as far as Tracy, that hurt my heart. I love her very dearly. I do video calls with her, not in a really long time because I don't do them anymore. And she's a beautiful soul, like so many of us are, who doesn't realize what a beautiful soul she is. And I'm so sorry to hear. I'll send her a text. I'm sure she's not going to be texting me back, but hopefully when she turns her phone back on, she'll see that we were thinking of her. Okay. So Jules, thank you for letting me know. I feel very terrible about that. But she's breathing on her own. That's wonderful. And if we can send her healing the best that we can, I know there's a lot of energy workers in here. Do your thing. Don't forget about Mark, and don't forget about Tracy, please. Who's next?
We're going to go ahead and do Donna Betty's.
Oh, and though I agree with the message, I am not the one who's right. It's your team, baby girl. I'm just the oracle, but thank you for acknowledging that, because I do really like the validation. My ego likes the validation, but it also makes it a lot easier for me going forward, because I know I'm connecting in the right way, and the things I'm doing before the stream are working for me. Miss Donna, I'm going to use the Lantern Oracle. We got a timestamp Casey tonight. Rainwater, if you'd like a reading, let us know, please. I don't remember if I've ever read for you before or not.
She comes in, says hi, and doesn't say anything else.
Okay, and that's okay. There are a lot of people, like if I have 30 to 40 people in here, if you guys look within the next 4 hours, I'll have 120. People do come in to just take the messages that resonate. And that's one of the reasons, like, I refuse to stop doing this stream. I really do think it's making a difference in helping people. I like to think it is. And it's the little bit that I can do, All right, Miss Donna, let's get you your first reading from Gemma Jade. Whoa, we don't want two, Spirit, just one, please. Oh, wow. I'm just shocked. I hope Keith is all right. All right, Miss Donna, you got the card of forgiveness, card number 26. Hurt blocks our light. What is going on? That would be the one that doesn't work. All right, Donna. When the foundation of our life cracks, or the identity we understand ourselves through collapses, it can take some time to clear out the wreckage. It can take even longer to build a new vision and begin constructing our life's new direction going forward from it. Internally, we must first undergo a radical shift in thinking and feeling. It is so radical that once it is fully processed, it has the power to reconfigure who we are in ways that enhance and restore our vitality. I can't say this word. The gestation period can be challenging and at times bring us to our knees. Like the snake, we go through the pain of shedding the skin of our past and growing beyond our former life. It can hurt beyond belief to grieve over all that we need to let go of. Donna, especially if we are still heavily attached to or over-identified with what was and who we understood ourselves to be at one time. The feeling of loss can be so overwhelming that it feels like our own death. This is because, metaphorically, it is. The many non-literal deaths we experience throughout life are for releasing whatever has come to an end. The nature of our continual evolution requires us to rid ourselves of all the debris and allowing for the new. If something is left or ceased to be in our life, we are asked by our spirit self to trust that it is necessary for our highest growth. If we truly need what is lost, we will in essence, but not necessarily form, find it eventually returned in an improved state. And if not, what is now genuinely right and necessary for us will come in due course. Renewal takes the time it takes. Nature will not be rushed. However, your spirit self will eventually awaken and shine through you. Donna, the featured guardian, has shown up to remind you that renewal opens you further into all that you are and all who you are. It's time to surrender something of who you believe you are to experience how much more of there is to be explored and enjoyed. Long term, it's much more arduous and painful to remain stuck limited because you have refused to fully shed and leave behind the dead skin of your past. The challenging process of regeneration is all about expanding into your new beginning. Embrace the next chapter of your life and let it be the best one so far. Guardian message, renewal reconciles every ending to its new beginning. Donna, you are struggling here with loss. I don't know if this is like death loss or if this is like the loss of love in a relationship. I do feel like it's an emotional loss. So there's several aspects here, and let's start with that one. There is an emotional loss here, a detachment. You feel as though you've lost greatly. What's up, Brother Ryan? You feel as though you've lost greatly, and you don't know how to reconcile yourself with it. So this could be the death of a person, or again, the death of a relationship, a friendship, something long-term that really had its spindly roots in you. The universe is saying that you have outgrown so much over the course of the last, I would say, decade or so, where it's like you're learning and growing and changing, but because you're not acknowledging, like, I don't want to say you're not at all acknowledging, but you're not acknowledging enough that you are now a different person. How much you've gone through, how much you've come through, how much you've gotten through and fought through and won through. You're just sitting around pretending, if it's with your grandson, to be the same old grandmother you always were. And unfortunately, that's not who you are anymore. Or actually, it is fortunate. But it's like now you have all these big decisions to make that seem to be coming out of nowhere when really they were coming for a really long time. You just either ignored them, not judging you, because I've done it. We've all done it. Or you didn't understand. You have outgrown something here. So there's the emotional detachment we're moving into. You've also outgrown something, okay? Some sort of situation's no longer working for you, hasn't been for a while, but you don't understand that it's a good thing. It's because you're growing, you're changing, you're becoming more spiritually aligned. People, places, things no longer serve you. You have to step into your power and allow these people, places, things, whatever this is, you have to allow it to go. A lot of people are put into our life and we feel like we're going to know them forever, but then we end up not. And that's done for a reason, so that we can learn lessons and they can learn lessons and move on. The main message I want you to understand here, Donna, is that everything happened as it was supposed to in both of these situations, okay? The way you're feeling right now is because I don't think you've accepted the power in your being yet. To understand that you're not the same person that you were. And I think this is so confusing. So bear with me. It's like the people around you don't want to accept it either. They don't want to give you credit for who you've become. They don't give you room to breathe. It's just like they expect you to be a certain way. So that's how you are. And that's not going to work. That is not going to work in the long run. You're going to have to exert yourself and really let people know your boundaries, enforcing boundaries. I always say we can set boundaries all day long as empaths, but we need to enforce the boundaries. Okay. Did your grandson pass? I'm sorry, guys, but I need to know this. Oh, Don, it's already here. Your soul's been preparing for this for a couple of years. You're going to get to the point where you just can't do it anymore. Okay. Just making sure, because with literal death, it's a little bit different. Donna, all you have to do is follow your spirit, follow your intuition. Your mind will overthink or be very, very rational in emotional situations. Your heart is the biggest deceiver of all, because your heart will do anything to hold on to love and acceptance. What you have to do is follow your intuition. Your intuition, your conscience, that is your spirit team. That's your guides, your angels, your ancestors, your deceased loved ones telling you the right information. It's really hard for us to take it because sometimes it seems like it's impossible things. So Donna, I want you going forward in the next week or two, stop overthinking, go with your gut. Don't make decisions based on whether you feel like you should be doing something. The fact of the matter is, do you want to or you don't? Right? And I don't mean feel like you should. Of course, you should only do things you feel like you should. I just mean you feel like other people are expecting it of you. Don't do that. Stop and think. No is a complete sentence. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of information rushing at me about you right now. I feel like I could do so much more than one card just for you. But the main thing I want you to take is that you are on the right path. You're on the right track. Your soul has been preparing for at least the past year and a half now for this major shift. So you're coming out of the dark night of the soul into another spiritual awakening. Your manifesting powers are at their peak right now. Manifest the best for yourself. It is not selfish to take care of yourself and to put yourself first. I always tell my gemstones, if you're a glass of water, you're letting people take sips, someone comes along with a straw, who's filling that water back up? You have to, if nobody else will. And you have to remember that nobody else would. You do got this. You are spiritually in the right place. You are like prime real estate right now spiritually. But your mind has to accept it. You have the right to feel how you feel, and your feelings are valid regardless of if someone else agrees or disagrees with why you're feeling the way you feel. I have someone that I'll be like, you know, when you did that, it really hurt me, and I'll cry, and they'll be like, well, it shouldn't have hurt you, so that's not my problem. It's ridiculous that hurt you. That's not reciprocity, right? That's someone diminishing my feelings and shutting down the avenue for conversation. I feel like you might be dealing with that as well. Feeling like you're going to pop. Yeah. Find, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but this is exactly what I just heard. Find better people. And that doesn't mean get rid of everybody, but that means if you're going to express yourself emotionally, verbally, keep your cool, right? Don't ever be cruel or unkind. You're allowed to ghost people. You don't owe anyone closure. Forgiveness is for you, not them. And forgiveness, this is a big one. Forgiveness never has to equal reconciliation. Okay? So don't let anyone fool you into thinking you have to forgive them and have them in your life. That's just not the case. Guys, these lights are driving me freaking crazy, okay? I feel like I am like light bright over here. All right, I'm just going to leave them like that.
You're actually not that bad.
Donna, yeah, and you're going to, because your soul, your spirit, your team is very bright right now. And yes, they're pushing you to feel that way so that you put actionable steps behind your manifestations. Your soul always knows before you do. Like even when someone passes, their soul prepares like 4 months beforehand and they have no idea. That's your soul. That's your team pushing you to do more, to be more, and to exert yourself. Blue, good night, sweetie. Hope it wasn't something I said. Love you. Please be careful with your physical, like, you know, working out, moving, like something that you don't pull a muscle or something. I keep seeing that for you. So I'm wondering if it hasn't come in yet. Donna, absolutely. And again, I didn't mean to be offensive in any way. It's just sometimes I can come off as abrupt because I'm just repeating what I'm hearing. So please don't take offense, but I did hear like better people. Like you need to surround yourself with people. If you were vibrating down here, which is like a middle level, no problem. The people that you're around that you spend the most time with will be revolving in that same energetic level. The problem is when you spiritually elevate, they're still down here because they're not doing the work, right? So how are you possibly going to be on the same page? It just doesn't work. Who's next? Good, thank you. Is my second daughter next? All right.
Ashley's next. The daughter of mine. Number 1.
Ashley, I'm going to use the Myths and Mermaids. I like this deck for you. You're so welcome. Thank you for coming in. Hope to see you again. We're usually here at 7:15 p.m. Eastern on Fridays. And I always try to remember to put a reminder out. All right, baby dragon. Guys, thank you to everyone that's been donating PayPal, Cash App, even through the super chats and super stickers. YouTube takes half, but it's still something. I do appreciate it as I'm, uncontracted right now. I'm going to be doing, as soon as I get 1,000 followers on TikTok, I know a lot of you aren't on TikTok, and that's perfectly okay. I've been reposting the TikTok stuff on YouTube. Finally figured out how to do that. But I'm going to be doing TikTok lives. I'm going to be doing medium readings, whatever comes through, and I am going to be charging there. So keep coming to this stream, okay? I never wanted it to be about money, but I think that right now, that's the path I have to take. So I'm not ever going to stop this stream for any reason, so don't think that. So if you see me on TikTok, you know, feel free to stop in, but I will still always be here for y'all Friday night. Hilton, I didn't see you sneak in there.
Ray snuck in. Eris has been in and out too. Ryan, yes, I did cry. I was upset because that was one bad dragon. He was so cool. That's a good movie. I just watched it a couple weeks ago.
You are such a dork. I love it. I like nerds. I mean, look at my brother.
I was watching Predator 3 before I came in here in the background.
I still never saw the first one. I'm scared to watch it. Ashley, you got flying fish, card number 11. Very fortuitous, that number, right? You got it in the upright.
No, you will watch it. I'll make you watch it. Just like I made Ashley watch it, and she cried for days after seeing the clown.
My favorite movie. So, rude. Mike, I know a lot of people like from this stream in particular don't do TikTok, and I don't expect you guys to go and like make a, I know that app, there's a lot of powerful feelings about it. But it's something I had to do for my career right now. If I were contracted the way I was promised I would be, I probably never would have even thought of TikTok, but I think that I can make a lot of money doing lives over there and really helping people. But YouTube's always going to be my home, and I'm always going to be here for you guys on Friday nights. You know, don't worry about that. But I'm just saying, if you have it, it's Gemma Jade YT. Go on over, because I already had this conversation with like 10 of y'all. Like, I'm not doing TikTok. I love you. I'd do anything for you except TikTok. I get it. It's not offensive to me. I didn't even want to go over there. I feel creepy, but so far it is. It's working. I feel like I'm too old, but my 24-year-old said I'm not. But I don't know if he was just being nice because I'm his mom. But I feel good over there. I've been welcomed. So. Ashley, swallow your fears about falling and focus on all you can be, for soon you'll be sailing through sunlight as fast as you swam in the sea. A butterfly-winged angelfish glides effortlessly through the air before a pleasantly pastoral scene. The juxtaposition between sky and sea suggests a feeling of incongruence, yet the fish appears content with its surroundings. Your divination message, you're a fish out of water. Lately, you've been asking yourself the same question again and again. What am I doing here? What am I here for? You're feeling out of your element and ill at ease. Different faces, different rules, different expectations. It can certainly be overwhelming. But remember, it is important to leave your own comfort zone now and then in order to grow. You might not fit in at first, but give it time. After all, you have adapted to new situations in the past. It might take patience. It might take more effort than you're used to putting forth, but you can definitely do it again. This is that theme of you got to get, I'm old for TikTok. It's that theme of becoming comfortable in your uncomfortability. So fear, forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. It's one of my favorite cliche quotes from AA, right? When I see the butterfly, it's always freedom. Hilton, obviously. I mean, sorry, Ashley. I'm all over the place. Side quests. But I see the butterfly, it's freedom. This is you finding freedom in new expression. So this is you finally stepping out of your shell to be yourself in a situation where you were being a mask or wearing a mask, where you were being what you thought you were expected to be. You know, like I've got to put on mom face now. I got to put on wife face. I got to put on, you know, this. It's like, no, like you just need to be beautifully Ashley. And I know a lot of us, and probably you included, we have, you know, self-esteem issues, or we have these insecurities inside of us. I think moms, women of our age in general, and men too. I don't want to gender it, but I feel like I understand what you're going through is what I mean. So I just feel like the people that are around you need to accept the fact that, I was saying this to Darling Deb, I think I said it a couple times tonight, that you cannot, that you cannot be everything to everyone every single time. And if you have, there's something here I feel like you're really holding back on. Like you're not saying what you want to say, or there's an action you really want to take, but you're not taking it because you're either being stifled. Somebody is, you know, telling you it's the wrong, like, look, you know what you're supposed to be doing in this situation. You have the right to speak your mind. You have the right to take the action you want to take. I feel like you're in charge, but someone else is like pretending they are. And you're just going along with it because it's easier. It's more comfortable for you. I'm not saying you're shirking responsibility as a parent, but I do think this has to do with something with your kids. It's like you already know the answers of what to do, but it's like daunting. It's devastating almost. Where someone else is like, no, we're going to do it this way. And you're thinking, no, but what comes out of your mouth is, okay, whatever you want, like, just so you don't have to deal. Unfortunately, Ashley, with this situation, the universe is saying it's not only for the other person involved here. It's for you, because once you speak up and speak out and take these masks off and just be beautifully Ashley, you are going to feel the power of your soul, probably for the first time either in your life or in a really long time. Once you feel that, you'll be able to step into it. And that's when you take charge, not in a controlling way, but enforcing boundaries and telling people, I appreciate your opinion, but this is my child. I'm going to handle it. Or, oh no, that sounds like a good idea, but I actually decided to do it this way. I think we're afraid to even say those things sometimes, to even say, I disagree with you, even when like that should be okay. If there's someone in your life, or if there's people in your life where you can't even say that's, I don't think that's a good idea, without fear of them like shaming you or being angry with you, that's not an emotional safe space. And I feel like you are lacking an emotional safe space to be vulnerable and to be honest. Make one. And if people are uncomfortable, that's their problem. And normally I wouldn't say that, because like, why are we making people uncomfortable? Unfortunately, you just being you for some reason is going to make someone uncomfortable, but that really is a them problem. Okay. And I'm going to do everything I can to get on the phone with you Sunday, but you have to do me a favor and message me around like 2 or 3 o'clock and remind me. Everyone has to do it because I will forget. I will completely forget. And it's not because I don't love you to pieces. It's just because of who I am as a human being. I did a lot of drugs. I'm very, very forgetful. It's actually one of the things my little guy always says about me. He's like, yeah, I'm like my mom. I forget everything. I forget everything all the time. Or he'd be like, Mom, did you remember to do that? And I'm like, yes, honey. Why would I forget? And he's like, you always forget everything. I'm forgetful. So also I have a lot of trauma that causes like me to be forgetful. It's complicated, but it is due to trauma.
Actually, she's neither. She just, her mind goes so fast that she wanders in 50 different directions.
I can't keep up. You know what?
Actually,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just going to tell you who was next.
Ashley says, I don't like confrontation. What I've always said this, I would rather lay on my back and literally go like this and pretend to be a dead turtle in the middle of an argument than be confrontational. But here's the thing.
She's like,
you're going to learn how to be confrontational, or you're going to learn how to confront without being confrontational. And I'm going to teach you. There's things you can do and ways you can just take control and take ownership of things that belong to you. Decisions even. I'm not talking about people. And people will have to get used to it because you're being authentically yourself. You're not being cruel. You're not being unkind. The act of saying no in and of itself is not unkind, and no is a full sentence. If you're around people that can't handle you disagreeing or you doing what you think is best for your child, that is their problem. They have some learning and growing to do. And I'm going to teach you how to be rude without being rude and how to assert your power. Again, not in a nasty, evil control way, but how to say, no, this is my space. This is what I'm going to do. I appreciate you, and shut them down. It is uncomfortable. It really is. But for those 2 or 3 minutes of uncomfortability, the power and like the ownership of you that you're going to feel, it'll be worth it. I will help you. I will help you. Take a deep breath, count to 10, swing at them at 7. They won't expect it at 7. You did tell me who's next. I apologize. Forgot.
No, Mark is. I didn't tell you. I started to, but you got to talking again.
Mark, I'm going to use the Oracle of the Hekatean path. And I really am praying for you, sweetheart. I'm so honored that you texted me. Like, I get honored. You guys text me like, hey, how much will it be for a reading? Because I'm worried about this happening, with my health, or this or you message me and you're like, hey, any help you can give. Like, you guys trust me with those intimate personal things. And for me, that's a really big deal. So I did appreciate you texting me this morning and letting me know what's going on. I'm very devastated about Tracy. She's been trying to get me on the phone, and I did tell her I saw sickness on her the last time we spoke a few months ago. And then I stopped doing video calls. I just wasn't able to fit them in. And she reached out, I think, a week ago, and I just never got back to her. It could have been longer than a week ago. And I feel like if I had been able to do that call with her, I would have seen it. But again, it probably wasn't meant to be. Yeah, the thing with confrontation is saving it so you really need it. People listen then. That's right. If you're always like a confrontational person, it's just you. But when you finally, I'm telling you, it's going to be a power. It's like getting your license and driving by yourself for the first time. And this isn't just any butterfly. It's the monarch. And I believe they fly like the farthest or something. They're like really special. That's you. I'm telling you, once you do this once, it's going to be like addictive, but in a good way because you're growing spiritually. Baby dragon, I had to work on that same thing. And now I'm so emotionally detached that like every once in a while, yeah, it gets me really down. But other than that, it's just like, man, I'm going to do my thing. I know that I'm doing the right thing. Therefore, nobody can say anything to me. But I really had to teach myself that. I'll help you. I promise I will. Well, Mike, you need to get a reading, sir. Don't be scared.
That's right, Ashley. If that doesn't work, I'll come and smack it into you like a good father does.
Listen, so get me started on dads, okay? My dad, like those little shorts I do of my dad, that they're real. My dad, like, I can't even explain the man. I don't tell him much about my personal issues because he always wants to handle things, and he's a lifelong addict from the ghetto, so handle is a lot deeper than most dads would handle something. So, you know. All right, Mark, sorry about that. You also got my favorite number, card number 23, Pandoteria, the All Giver, the card of abundance. Mark, I promise it will happen. It will. Guys, I've got so much going on that I'm just trying to get. When I was financially settled, I was so much happier and content and brighter. And I've been just feeling the lack of finance. I know everyone is, but losing thousands of dollars a month just overnight with no notice, it really affected me because that was the first time in my life that I was financially independent. And I remember saying to the person that I was contracted with, like, thank you so much. Like, I'm so honored to finally be making money, legitimately. And I was so proud. And that was taken from me again with no notice. It wasn't even like, well, in the next month your contract ends. It was like, oh, here's your last pay, bye. Meanwhile, I'm paying off Christmas debt. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it affected me deeply, and it still is. But I know I'll get there. I will get there. All right, Mark.
Quick. Ashley, I'm just as protective with her as I am with you, Ashley. I'm sitting there feeding food in my mouth to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I do tend to tell you everything, but you're never disrespectful. You know when to not say anything, and you know when to stop saying anything. And honestly, you're not the only one, but you're one of the only people in my life that doesn't take it to a disrespectful place. Like I'm tearing up. You let me know how you feel. You tell me whether you agree or disagree, and you don't always agree. And I love that about you too, because you're not afraid to hurt my feelings by saying, no, you kind of effed up in that situation. And I don't ever take offense to it, but you know when to stop. You don't keep harassing me about it. I don't know why I'm crying right now. Somebody in here is like major. I'm sorry, Mark. Give me 1 second, please. It's not me. It's something is here. Very, very big, very bright. I can't do a medium reading right now. All right. I'm sorry, Mark. Hecate was called upon in all aspects of life, including the welfare of crops, livestock, and the fisherman's catch. Her ability to give and promote abundance is parallel to many Earth Mother figures, such as Gaia, Demeter, and Rhea. But for all she can give, she can also withhold or take away. Do not expect to receive. Be gracious and avoid greed. The goddess provides, but she scolds the grasping and materialistic who seek to fill their voids with her bounty. I feel like you just need to focus on gratitude. And Mark, that's not saying you're ungrateful. I don't like saying that. Gerbil Milker! I don't like saying like focus on gratitude because I think it makes people feel like the universe is telling them they're ungrateful. And that's not the case. I think the universe is saying here that you were being shown something in your gut, in your intuition, like you were getting downloads, you were getting messages to like either slow down or stop, and it's not that you like flat out ignored it, but you were like, you know, I can handle whatever this is. And it did end up being too much physically on your health, which I'm not saying is your fault. I'm just saying the universe was trying to protect you from this, which is actually what I'm seeing as like this cocoon, which is a really good sign because that means you're going to be perfectly fine because you're being surrounded right now. When you're not surrounded in this cocoon-like way, it's like, okay, free will is going to get involved here. This is like, yeah, Ashley, I'll tell you why in a minute. This is like, you are going to be protected. You know, this is a life-altering event, but it's not like the end. And it's not going to be. And that's the major message that I'm seeing here for you. So I just want you to know that it's going to hurt. I know that it's no walk in the park, but you're going to come out of this fine. All right. It's not going to be the end all be all of anything for you. So I just want to assure you of that. Okay. Your angels are working hard and you are wrapped in them right now. Talk to them, thank them, acknowledge them. Verbally acknowledge, like when you start to talk and you ask them to embrace you, I want you to do that. Okay. I know this might be a little weird, but please do it because this is what they're asking. Once you feel that peace, you might start to cry. You might shake. Thank them. I feel like you've been given so much energetically, spiritually. You are so freaking aligned that the universe kind of had to slow you down so that you didn't miss something. There's an opportunity in this tragic thing that's happening with you right now, this horrific thing. There's an opportunity in it, not only for growth, but I feel like there's actually something on offer once you come out of this. I don't know if you had an NDE or some type of vision while this was happening, while you were sick or while, I don't know. They're saying like they already showed you like the opening of something new, a new ability. I'm just going to channel now, so I don't really know what I'm saying. The opening of a new ability. We showed him. We showed him in the light. It was definitely a fear-based thing. You were definitely nervous or scared. You didn't understand. But what they were trying to tell you was like, slow down. This is bringing you into like a new phase in your life, like a snake shedding skin. You don't realize the blessing in what this is. Like what would have happened had this not happened. Call them in, ask them to embrace you. And once you feel it, the shaking, the crying, or just the extreme peace, thank them, give them control, relinquish control. You must relinquish control. Allow the universe to work. Spiritual healing. This is a process. Like you were the caterpillar, you're the butterfly. You're the caterpillar, the butterfly with the broken wing. But you can still fly. This isn't meant to stop you from achieving. It's meant to help you slow down and enjoy the process of the things that you're doing. Who's next?
That was a lot.
I know, sorry. It just came through. I couldn't help it. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I have to go back and listen. I don't really know. That's why I don't like channeling in that way, like the jump, because I can't really explain it because I'm like here, but I'm not. But yeah, I just think that you need to stop and smell the coffee. You're going to be fine. They're cocooning you. They're around you. And again, if you weren't going to be okay, then I wouldn't see that. I would see like it's up in the air. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we don't know yet. Good, Mark. Great. So I'm on point and I'm telling you, just call them in. I think they just want an acknowledgement. of the blessings that you've been given recently. So much. I tell you all the time, I'm so proud of you, like how much you've grown and changed and absorbed. And I just think they want that acknowledgement from you.
I was eating a straw. We do eat pretty much anything, Ronnie. Anyways, Ron Forrest Jr. is next.
Ron Forrest, are you still here?
Yes, he is.
Wonderful.
And he's another one that's been hanging out in my chats. Thank you so much. And I'm telling you, folks, last Wednesday was hilarious.
I saw the comments. Slow motion. Oh, Ashley, I wanted to tell you, because I'm a medium, a lot of the times family members or ancestors will come in physically. So when I pull your team and I pull in energy, like I said, if I pulled physical in, they'd be crushed. But sometimes they do come in, and they come in very, very strong, like in my face. Like I'll hear someone, like, for instance, if they were here for you, they'd be like, Ashley, tell Ashley. And they're like screaming in my face. And they're of the light. So they're very, very bright, and they're untamed kind of. And sometimes they'll come very slowly. They're like, but it's overwhelming to my energy. And that's what's happening. I think you're picking that up because I do think you have a lot of the same ability I do. You're just not aware. Deb is the same way. She's definitely a medium. And I think you are too. You are definitely some sort of clairvoyant, because every time that happens to me, you write in the comments that you're crying. It's happened, like, we go back and watch the last 4 streams. It's happened every single time before I've even said anything about it. Ryan, I'm reading for you, so don't go anywhere. Okay, Ron. Shadows and Light, the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I love this one. It's one of my first decks I ever got.
Hello, slow motion. We'll sneak you in if it's not too early there, or are you already having a cup of coffee?
Yeah, it's up to him. He's always welcome. I got the Halloween deck on deck for our Halloween baby. I'm totally always telling you what to do. That's what sisters are for. Sir Luke. All right, Ron, you got Dress of Alchemy. Release your power. Card number 33. This is an ongoing theme tonight, of people stepping into their power and saying no. You know, I don't like saying no. I hate it. I cringe. But sometimes, like, you have to. And can you imagine if you asked someone to, like, borrow their truck and they were like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, I can't, I'm moving that day, and then you'd be mad at them? As empaths, we can't imagine that, right? Believe it or not, we're more regular than most normal, regular people, because to be mad about something like that is so incredibly self-absorbent or self-absorbed, right? Or if you just say no, you can't. That's okay too. Just because you have $10 million doesn't mean you have to give me $1 because I asked for it. You know, I mean, it'd be cool if you did, but do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, slow motion. I got you. All right, Ron, you've waited so long. Thank you for your patience, by the way. A lot going on tonight. All right, card number 33. I'm so surprised I didn't pull Lady with Bosch Egg. I always pull that card. Ron, you have powerful energy when this beautiful being shows up in your readings. You have strong, powerful, vibrant energy that changes people's lives. And with that comes great responsibility. Some people may be eroding their own energy fields with blame, discontent, and choosing the same destructive patterns over and over again. Ashley, listen to this one too. This pertains to you. When this being walks in, Ron, she shows that it's possible to change deeply and truly and to become clear, bright, strong, healthy, and very powerful in terms of your energy. She understands the responsibility and has worked consistently and with great discipline and earnestness to be able to create. The eyes in her wings make it impossible to hide from the truth of who you really are. She speaks. It is time for you to celebrate who you truly are at this time, to acknowledge you have some energetic debris that needs to be cleared. And when you do this, the gold of who you truly are will shine through, just as these alchemical symbols shine from my dress. It's no longer possible in this new energy to hide who you are. You must take the time to truly be yourself. There's no cloak to hide within. As you can see, this dress I wear reveals all my magics and all my secrets. The secrets and the wisdoms of the ages are being revealed now more than ever. When you have cleared your energy field of the guilt, fear, jealousy, and envy, you will be able to shine as brightly too. Divination message. Please take the time to clear from your own sacred energy field jealousy, envy, fear, and guilt. Once you are clear, welcome in bright, strong, powerful, healthy energy. After this has taken place, expect symbols and signs to come pouring in. Keep your energy strong and bright and follow the signs of your intuition. When your energy is strong and bright, Ron, when you come from a place of love, courage, and wisdom, you will attract the right signs and won't ever be misled. Don't expect to have no change after her arrival. Relationships and situations based on ego-centered concepts containing toxic energies will fall away naturally, and you will now ask for your worth because you know what it is. This is not hubris, which is overweening pride. It's self-love in action. So, Ron, I don't know what the dealio is, okay? I can't do mediumship readings. I literally physically can't, but I'll just say someone's brother's here and they are smiling and saying, cut the BS. All right. Ron, I don't know what this is, but it is dirty, it is ugly, and it is toxic. So there's something going on in your life. I hope that you're aware of it, because if you're aware of it, then that's when we move into change, right? If you're not even aware of what this is, that means it's coming in, and it's going to be much harder to focus on right now for me. Ron, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve love. You deserve to be listened to. You deserve an emotional safe space. You deserve to be able to be vulnerable. You deserve to be physically healthy, mentally happy, emotionally stable, spiritually aligned. Point blank, period. No cap. Okay? Someone here has taken a lot from you. Energetically, maybe physically, definitely spiritually. You've lost some soul pieces. This is very toxic. I see it a lot. We all go through it at some point in our lives. Some of us over and over and over again. Some of us over and over and over again. And some of us, we learn the first time. Ron, this is the universe telling you that it is time to end whatever this is. So I'm never going to be a person to say just leave, right? Because sometimes we can't just pick up and pack our bags and leave. But you do need to energetically detach, okay? You need to learn to stop reacting and responding to this person. Any reaction or response you give is going to be supply for them. They want to see you angry. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you jealous. This is disgusting, okay? This could be a child, a lover, a boss, a sister, a brother, a mom, a dad. It could be anybody. But this person was meant to be put in your life to teach you your worth, because they don't treat you as though you're worth whatever. You're finally seeing that you're being treated this way, or you've seen it for a long time. Ron, what you have to do in the next week or two, or what the universe wants you to do. Yeah, Jules, I know. I'm trying really hard to focus just on this reading just for a minute, and I'll see what I can do. Ron, I just feel like you need to maybe focus on other things. Focus on manifesting. If there's like a business you want to start, a job you want to apply for, a goal you want to reach, put your energy into that and take it away from this person. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to start breadcrumbing you, which means giving you like a little bit where you can like remember when you first met this person and they were amazing. They made all these promises, and you're going to see a glimmer of that person. That person doesn't exist. They're just trying to trick you. This is incredibly specific. I never get this specific, but Ron, thank you. Yeah, I think because this is so specific, it's like I can't be off. You know what I mean? Unless I'm completely lost. The way that you can do this, the universe is not saying like you got to get up and leave. You got to run. The universe is saying, put your energy elsewhere. This is not worth your time. And it never is going to be. It doesn't matter what was promised to you. It doesn't matter how you felt whenever this started. It does not matter. This person has no intention of following through with anything. This person is not sorry, unfortunately, for any of this. This person feels like they're the only ones that matter. Everyone is character actors in the play of their life. Bullshit. That is no. Please, please try to, even if you do it very slowly, try to pull your energy away from this person. Focus again on goals, on things that make you happy. Instead of catering to them, instead of giving them the argument they're looking for, letting them pick that fight, turn away, walk away. As hard as it is, I used to have to go into my bathroom and scream at the top of my lungs into a towel just so I didn't react and give these people supply. It's hard and it's not always going to work. Sometimes you're going to flip. And then they're going to be like, do you see how you behave? Here's the thing. It's reactive abuse. You're behaving that way because you've been abused in some way and you finally flipped your lid. I know all about this very, very well. Too well, unfortunately. Ron, even if you can't, just leave. Start focusing on your goals. Start focusing on things that make you happy and start doing your own thing. The more you disconnect, the more they're going to try to grip onto you for like a couple months, and then they're going to move on to new supply. Believe it or not, as bad as that's going to hurt, it's worth it in the long run. It's going to give you your power back. You are going to be Ron again. All right. How many more do we have left? Because we got about an hour before I'm going to end. So that doesn't mean anyone can't get a reading. I'm simply asking. It's fine. So Jules, what I got was a glimpse of him, but it was just energetic. And he's kind of like laughing. I don't know, has like something in his mouth or like he just smiles fun. Like there's something. Ron, if you want to email me, I would like to more personally speak to you on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to put it in the chat. And then Jules, I promise I'll be right with you. I know this is probably very frustrating for you. Look up this person on YouTube and watch her videos. I'm telling you, I learned so much. I learned how to completely detach from it 98% of the time. And that's the best you're going to get. It's emotionally damaging, so you're going to have a good group of people to support you. Please email me. And I will check my emails tomorrow. I can't even type my own email. Paranormal. Yeah, the Bat Mom, yes. And yeah, GemmaJadeParanormal.com I put. Yeah. Ghost Dragons, can you type the actual email in, please? My nails.
If you would just give me a second.
Ron, I really would like to help you and like connect with you. I hate this. And you can ask them. I never use the word hate. I don't cuss on here. We gotta get you out of it. I'm getting like emotional again. You can't continue this. Richard Grannon, yes, absolutely. Please, just when you have spare time, even like when you're sleeping with your earbuds, listen to them. You can learn so much, and you feel empowered and you learn how to just slowly but surely. No, slow motion. Everybody that's in here right now is getting a reading. Nobody else that comes in. So that's how we'll do that. Okay, Jules, I'm going to do this really quick, and I'm sorry to have to do it quick, but I'm not equipped right now to do something like this. But he is like, he was bold. He's the reason I was crying. And didn't want to say anything, but I don't know if he like laughed funny, if he smiled funny, or if he had something like he always chewed on something. I don't know. There's something there, but he's like laughing. And he's like, I'm fine. You know, I'm fine. Like you literally saw me. So I don't know if you had a vision or a dream, or if like you thought maybe like he was there. He was making, someone was like doing dishes or washing a coffee cup or a teacup. And there was like water in the water that drips. There was like a heart shape in the sink in the morning, but you didn't notice. There's things that are happening for him to let you know he's there. Your grief has built a wall. So you're not going to have too many interactions like physically with him, but he's saying cut the poop, but he's not saying poop, and laughing. So I don't know what you're doing. He's laughing like a joking way. Like, come on, like stop, stop it. Like, it's fine. Like, it's like he caught you like coloring on the walls or something, like your hands in the cookie jar. And he's just telling you like, chill, it's fine. Whatever this is, we're good. I'm with you. I love you. Like, stop beating yourself up. That's basically it. And he's just gone. He's just like, all right, thank you. He thanked me. Thank you. And they give me a little energy zap, and then I cry like a baby, and they're gone. But yeah. So Jules, you got like, I don't know. He just wanted to tell you to cut the BS, basically, that he's good and he is being silly with you. He's, like I said, I'm seeing it's so weird, like little water drops, like you're washing dishes or I see a cup specifically, like a brown cup or something. And the water that's dripping from the faucet, like when you turn it off, there's like a heart. I don't know, look for that in your sink or like your bathtub or something. He's definitely messing with you, like pulling your toe, like, barely, where you think like something's in your hair. So you're okay. Like you're good. And I never do that. So you know that had to be a very strong thing. That's what I'm going to be doing on TikTok. All right. I'm very sorry. Who's next?
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Before I give you the next name, because it's Smoochie's next, but let me do this first. Melissa, are you still here? Adventure Lounge. Did you want to read it? And are you still here? Rainwater comes in and says hi. So you're almost there as long as everybody shows.
I'm going to timestamp Melissa. I think that she needs one tonight.
Okay.
So Casey and Melissa will be timestamps. And
Yeah,
my members
with us Wednesday night too.
Yeah, I know she needs it. My members, I'm going to be picking, starting with either July or August readings. I got to see what my schedule is when my little guy gets out of school. But I'm going to pick 2 every month to thank you guys, just on a rotation, random picks. I don't play favorites. Sometimes it's hard, but I can't. And I'm going to get through all y'all and just thank you, because that support every month, you don't know like how much it means. And I do it for my patrons. So. All right, Miss Smoochie, Dylan waits. Okay, I thought you said portal, and I was a little confused. I'm like, yeah, that is what I was seeing. I told you, because there was something that was him validating to you, because I had no way of knowing that it's him. I mean, Batmom. It's so funny because I do that to my mom. I like when I sign her books, I always write Gemma Jade, then I write your favorite daughter and my real name. And then I'll write, we all know it. So I write it in every book, and I know I'm her favorite, and I'm my dad's favorite too. So I'm my dad's oldest, my mom's youngest, and I'm the baby. I'm the favorite. Smoochie girl, I do have favorites of you guys, but it's like all of you for different reasons. You guys enrich my life so much. Like, I don't think a lot of you realize that the impact you have on each other, on me, and on the collective. And I want you guys to always realize that we're badasses. And the way you guys feel powerful and strong, I hope when you leave this stream, keep that with you. And remember who you are. Bold and pushy. Yeah, I'm glad you can, because he is there. Like he crossed, he's not earthbound, but he's not really spending much time in spirit right now. He's with you. You specifically. He's like hanging out like dad's good, but like he's focused on you, and that's beautiful. He has beautiful energy. He did come in like very like Julia, I was like, but I get it. You needed to hear that. So, all right. And it's practice for when I'm going to be doing this on TikTok. I was thinking of doing a live stream, just doing that, but it takes a lot out of me. So yes, we are. Absolutely. You and I have a lot more in common than I think you understand. Nutslap told me like 2 weeks ago, he's like, oh my God, he's like, you're such a normal person, because I was talking to him and I was playing a video game with my son, and he heard me. I don't know if he heard me or if like I texted to him. I'm like, he's a goddamn cheater. He cheats. And I'm like getting mad over the game with like my 5-year-old. He's like, Gemma, you're so normal. He's like, you're so regular. And I'm like, yeah, I really am. I really am. All right, Miss Rapunzel. Oh my God. Girl. A wicked witch had locked me away in a tower, using my long hair to climb up to me. One day a prince discovered the tower. He climbed up and we fell in love. But the witch found out about our hopes of marriage. In anger, she cut off my hair and scratched my poor prince's eyes. We were separated for years, but then one day, after wandering through the country, the prince found me in the wilderness. From this moment on, we lived happily ever after. You have locked yourself in an ivory tower, Smoochie, which in a way is fine, since by doing so you have learned to grow more self-sufficient. However, the moment has come for you to get out of this protective yet limited cocoon. Time is running quick. You cannot spend your whole life away from the world. So carefully choose who you let in, and even more importantly, choose to get out and free yourself from everything that could restrain your territory. Smoochie, you're going too far inside, okay? And being introverted, as most of us are, I am a mom of 5, and they're all my favorite. Being an introvert, as most of us are, you're but you're taking like too far, like you're disconnecting too much because you don't want to deal, right? It's like you try to deal and then it's just like more drama and trauma piled on top, and it's like you just want to curl up and be like, you know, you're fight or flight, and you definitely chose flight. It's not freeze, it's not fight, you're fleeing. The problem is you are spiritually regressing. That's like that could have been it too. You're spiritually regressing. So all the progress you're making, you're not interacting, you're not being in your power, you're not communicating, you're not being vulnerable, you're just kind of trying to disappear. I do, Batmom. I do have wigs. Actually, I have wigs for days. I only wear like 3, but I have like 40. Smoochie, this is the universe telling you that you have to get back involved. Yeah, like it's painful. Yeah, it's traumatic. Yeah, it's BSy, but you're needed in ways like you don't realize. Roger Blair, if you're still here, let us know, honey. Jules, that's kind of normal because you're grief. Smoochie, do you see this butterfly? My attention's being drawn to the butterflies. What did I just say to Ashley? The butterfly is freedom. It's like a self-imposed prison. You feel helpless. You feel maybe useless. You feel like no matter what you do, nothing's going to change anyway. And that like you're not appreciated in the situation, whatever it is, or like at all. But the problem is like you are like the matriarch. You're like a symbol. Jules, I love you, honey. Good night. You're like you have so much power in like the family unit and you're not expressing it, and people are becoming lost because of it. Like you're causing damage by not being who you truly are, by not voicing your opinions, by not, you know, telling people you're not going to take their poop. And the universe needs you to step back into your role. You know, I feel like it's fear and pain and not being appreciated that has pulled you away from what's actually going on. And you really need to face the reality of the situation and be the badass B word that you are and take control again, because poop is running amok. Like your life, like people around you are like in amok because you are just not engaging. Then that's okay. Then that's when, Jules, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you, it's just because you now accepted the truth, that energy, it'll pass. You may wake up, Smoochie, I'm so sorry. You may wake up burping like a lot of just air. It's okay. It's just the exception of the energy. Okay, I gotta stop. Gotta stop now, but I feel so bad. I want you go rest, get some rest, but you probably jump up and burp. Smoochie, you've changed. You've done the work. But you're regressing now because you're not putting the work into action. No, you can't force them to change. No, you can't force them to do anything. But you know what you can do? You can do what you need to do and what you know you need to do, regardless of how they feel about it, what they say about it, what they think about it. That's over and done with. Their needs should now become, and I'm sorry to say it, but this is what I'm hearing, irrelevant. Now it's about Smoochie. Selfishly. Make it selfish. You've done enough. You put up with enough poop. You are not the problem. Maybe there's a lesson you need to learn by like looking inside. Could you have done something differently? But the fact of the matter is, if you did make mistakes, all you can do is apologize. You're only human. If somebody doesn't want to accept the apology, that is a them problem. You cannot withdraw from the world. You cannot take your light away from us, from the collective, from those who do love and appreciate you, because one or a few a-holes don't want to. And I'm sorry to call whoever this is a-hole. I'm sorry, but this is your team, girl. Okay. They cuss a lot. It's like, it's not fair. The world is losing your light because of unappreciative, dark people. Don't let that happen. Okay. Like, don't go out there, kick ass, do you. And if they got something to say, let them say it. Who cares? You know who you are, baby girl. And I think you forgot who you are. And I think that's the problem here. Remember who you are. You are fantastic and amazing and beautiful and so perfectly imperfect. Flaws and all, I accept you. You have a purpose and you deserve to be loved. So right now, you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself a lot more. You guys are welcome. Who's next? I don't know why I'm channeling so much tonight. It's a little overwhelming, but like, it's okay. It's cool. And I did ask for this to like prepare for TikTok. I didn't expect it to come in so quickly. So guys, bear with me in the emotions. Mom said poop. I'll be the mom. I love it. I like being mom. Somebody in my comments called me news mommy. They're like, oh, look, it's news mom. Not in a mean way. They said they were like happy to see me. I am, Bat Mom. I am. Who's next?
Okay, next. Well, Roger didn't answer, so go ahead and do Nut Slap.
Smoochie, send it to me. Nut Slap. I'm going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. Butt naked. Send it to me. You're beautiful inside and out. And it's hard sometimes being beautiful inside and out because the darkness is attracted to us. And with our light, we want to give. Takers will take. Girl, what'd I say? Mike's laughing. Mike, you're always like involved. Do it. I want you to express your beauty and yourself. I'm serious. No BS, no jokes, not like mocking you, not anything weird. Do it. Be you and do it. Oh, yes, honey. Bat Mom, you did miss actually a really good reading. Let me see if I can find your card. Oh, it was this one. Oh God, no, don't do that. Don't. Woo, almost dropped that whole deck. Got him. Your card was religion. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 readings back. I'll get it after the stream. All right, Nut Slap. Mike's always jumping in at the most randomest moments. He loves it. All right, let's get these done. I keep forgetting we started an hour late. Okay, I guess we're going to do this one. You got the Valkyrie. Interesting choice, actually. I've only pulled this card like once. It's card number 42, and it is Dangerous. Nut Slap. $41. Sometimes we need to do that. We need to reclaim who we are. People are horrible. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of ugly. Tired of mean and not, the opposite of compassion. Nut Slap, you have control over yourself only, and you can choose your thoughts and actions. It is never too late to change. You can transform your fears, be courageous, even though you may be fearful. The battlefield of the ancient Norse was not a pretty place. For Viking warriors upon the battlefield, the incentive to fight bravely until death was what came after. While we often hear the idea of our lives flashing before us at the time of death, what Norse warriors hoped would be there was most likely, and for some, hopefully, a beautiful yet terrible Valkyrie. Valkyries took the form of women in battle dress, sometimes winged, often on a mighty horse, eyes flashing and singing a song of blood and of glory. The Valkyries were the choosers of the slain and were present at every battle of the North. Their primary service was to select the most worthy and bravest of the dead warriors, the Einherjar, and spirit them to Valhalla with the god Odin, to reside with the goddess Freya in her hall or Folkvanger, which is the battlefield. There, the Valkyries would joyfully serve the Einherjar mead until their final battle, Ragnarok, alongside the gods. You guys should know this. It's the Thor. Mike J, you literally are Thor. Well, there was this idea that the Valkyries were beautiful and incandescent in appearance. The older descriptions referred to them as Odin's ravens, dark, blackened clothing, screaming wildly, and dripping in blood. Later, they became much more beautiful and benevolent, still powerful, yet almost a kind of reward. What's up, Lacho? For supreme bravery or dying for the tribe. The choice of dying for others, of not running away, of protecting a colleague, or of choosing courage, even though they may have been full of fear, is the power the Valkyries rewarded. They're urging to exhibit courage in the way we enact our lives and to release ourselves from the heavy bonds of regret and powerful lessons to learn. They really are. Your plant companion is the Arctic thyme, and your crystal companion Nut Slap is ruby, which is convenient because it's July's birthstone. Here's the thing. What is this like? It's like this battle inside of you, right? For power, but not like again, it's not like this power of like you want to control. You just want to be able to do your own thing and make your own decisions without being judged, without being shamed, without feeling like everything is a battle. There's something here that is like you're just trying to get through to someone and they're just not like does not compute. I don't think it's because they're purposefully being cruel. I don't think this is like a narcissist toxic situation. It is toxic, but I feel like they're just not seeing you for who you are. This would be like, it's something akin to like for instance, my oldest son, my 24-year-old sees me as mom. So if I try to step into a different role, if I punch his girlfriend in the face, I don't know. I'm just using this as an example. He's not going to accept that that's me, right? He's going to just still see me as mom. Someone is seeing you as not slap. You're the real you. I'm not going to say your real name. And they're not seeing you as like equal. They're looking at you like, what is this? Okay, here's the thing. Exert your dominance. You don't be cruel. You don't be unkind. Don't be mean in any way, not slap, but just do what you freaking need to do. Stop asking for permission and stop apologizing afterwards. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right? But you should not be asking for either. You are a grown-ass man. Not slap. There's someone here that they do have your best interests at heart. They really do. I don't see this as cruel, but for some reason, everything is an argument. Everything's a fight. And that's because this person feels like they're like losing grip. This could be your mom or somebody very close to you in that way. I don't feel it's romantic. I feel more of a familial tie. I feel like slow motion, you have no idea what I've done. I feel like it's like frustrating. Like why can't I just listen? You're grown. You can do what you want. Stop asking for permission. Stop begging for forgiveness and let this person come to their own conclusions. Smoochie, I would never. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to tell you how beautiful and powerful and wonderful you are, and I'm going to get rid of it. You have my word. Absolutely, on God. I'm not keto carnivore. So Nutslap, I don't know who that is. It does look like a mom or a mother figure, but it could be any female in your life. It could be a male with a lot of feminine in their chart, but I'm just seeing this power struggle where this person does not want to let go and allow you to make your own decisions and do what you need to do. And you're accepting it because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Who's next? I got to move quicker. It's just like so much is coming in. I can't help it.
Mike J.
Mike, I'm going to use Moonology. Yeah, Hilton, it's just the first thing that popped into my mind because I was thinking like, I always think like, do my kids think it's cool that I'm on YouTube or do they think like they don't want to tell anybody? Like, I know my daughter told me, she's like, it's so cool. But she can't watch my stuff because she's too scared. She doesn't have the gift. And I've asked her time and again, but I feel like for instance, I walked into my son's job one time, pink wig, looking cute. And I came up to him and he's, this big, I don't know if you guys have seen my son. He's a big teddy bear. And I give him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And I said, hey, baby. Now he's been with this girl for so long. His friend from high school just happened to be there. And he's looking like as though my son is having this affair. And my son's like, that's my mom. And the kid's like, your mom? That's your mom? He's like, and my son's like, dude, calm down. Like, that's my mom. And he's like, your actual mother? You know what I mean? Like, and it was embarrassing for him, but I thought it was hilarious. He couldn't accept me as the role of woman because I'm his mom. And I see that kind of struggle. All right, I'm going to try to move a little faster. Mike J, I know my husband and my son are downstairs. They didn't go anywhere tonight, so they've been just waiting all night for me to end.
You're just about there.
Okay. Ryan, you are next. Drop the Cheetos. Yeah, Latro, thanks so much for coming in. You always come in and show your support, and I really appreciate that. New moon in Virgo. Mike, trust all will be well. That big Virgo energy. I've been feeling a lot of Virgo energy lately, with like micromanaging. I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble finding it. Okay. Mike, sometimes we want everything to happen yesterday, but divine timing is a real thing. Sometimes we need more pieces of a jigsaw to fall into place before we can get what we want. Slowing down now is the key for you to get what you want. So take your time and allow all of the events to unfold. Hey, Divine. See what you can do for others as a really quick and easy way both to distract yourself and to boost your good karma while you wait for your dreams to manifest. There's a reason why you pulled this card, Mike, so make sure you pay attention, and that's what it says. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to a job or a situation with your health. Go out of your way to help someone. Helping boosts karma. Be reliable, don't overthink things, and be sure to be modest. Your manifestation affirmation for this week: I help others and others help me. I do feel like somebody in your life or someone, I see you like meeting someone and like they need help. Like somebody needs their tire changed on the side of the road or something. I feel like we're normally you wouldn't really like go out of your way, but like you'd help someone if they needed it. You know, I feel like you're not a person who's afraid to say no, at least most of the time. What this is saying is the more you put yourself out there, it's like putting a cookie in the karma cookie jar. So the more you put yourself out there, the more cookies you get as a reward, right? The universe is asking you in the next week or two to make sure that you're reliable, dependable. Make sure that you show up not only physically, but I feel like emotionally as well. There's a situation that could come up or that's happening now where you're there physically, but like mentally you don't know what to do. So you just like overthink and you don't even like you're not there. Like someone could be talking to you and you're just thinking about the situation instead of talking about it and doing something. It's like you're thinking too much and not acting enough. On the same token, what I'm seeing is as far as one particular situation where you're either trying to manifest something or bring something into your life, it's happening. Like you are going to achieve or gain or receive whatever this is, as long as you stop focusing on not having it. So like say, for instance, like I lost my job, right? For example, if I continue to focus on the lack of money, the universe is only going to see the lack energy and it's going to keep bouncing lack energy to me. Make sure you stay positive and you focus on when it's going to happen. Also, again, if you see someone in need in the next week or two, specifically a stranger, if you're able to help them gratefully. And I feel like for some reason, the universe needs you to do that to teach you some sort of small lesson.
Ryan.
That's so funny.
Ryan, are you here? Speak up or forever hold your peace.
Come on, Ryan. I want to read for you. I know you would. I feel like it's a weird situation, though, where like at first glance, you'd be hesitant. And the universe is saying, just go for it. Like, it's all right. It'll be okay. All right. I guess Ryan's going to have to go to the side. Who's after him?
I'm sorry. Hilton. Go ahead and do Hilton.
Hilton? All right, Hilton, I'm going to use Oracle of Visions.
Hello, Hilton. How you doing, sir?
Good night, sweetheart. Don't forget, you don't need to wear masks. You can just be beautifully you, and anyone that doesn't like it isn't supposed to be around you. Bye. Boy, bye. Girl, bye, bye, bye. Smile at a stranger in my head. Do you know how many times, though, like how many times have you been in a bad mood and you've been out, you know, just overthinking everything and someone holds the door for you and smiles? I mean, it kind of makes you feel good, you know, and you can really change someone's day. I don't say that in jest or in vain. It's really true. If we're graceful, can I say that I'm always that way? No, like no, especially at home, you know, I get frustrated and I blow my top sometimes, but it's only because I want to be and do the best I can for my family. And a lot of times I think I fail at that. And that's what gets frustrating. Divine girl. Slow motion, you're next. This is Hilton. Hilton, you got card number 17. Balance and equality. If I'm losing balance in a pose, I stretch higher and God reaches down to steady me. It works every time and not just in yoga. Despite our differences, by changing our position, stance, or direction, we may find a common ground and jointly interact. This process is made easier when both sides participate in unison. A jester performs his dance, strength and motion combine, and in one instance he remains frozen in perfect poise. In his hands he balances two masks of opposing shapes. Despite their fundamental differences, his dancing form positions them so that their opposites are transformed and their shapes now morph to one of complement, Ari, yin and yang harmony. Balance by default requires equality of purpose, position, and desire. Both sides of a pivotal point must consider the position of the other. If one side fails to cooperate, balance is lost. So Hilton, there's something here that's like really, again, off balance. Melissa, that's fine. I was going to timestamp you, but I'm just trying to go quickly here. It's getting late. So there's this not really a power struggle, but like I feel like you're giving a lot more to a situation than someone else is, and it's like you're juggling to try to keep everything afloat, to try to keep everyone happy, and like the other person is just throwing more balls into your juggling thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you have a backpack full of issues and problems, and you're slowly removing all of the problems, working things out, and the other person, instead of helping you remove, is putting more in. So it's like a never-ending trauma dump. You're doing too much. You're putting too much effort into a situationship that does not deserve your energy right now. Now, normally I would see walk away. I'm not seeing that. I'm just seeing for now. I feel like you need to either communicate with the other person or people involved how you feel, or pull your energy back, focus on something else, and allow these other people or this other person to understand what you brought to the table. Somebody is definitely not understanding that right now. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be about anything. You know, I do general. So it could be like your boss at work is not appreciating you and like, you know, not paying you or something, or, you know, about to promote someone lower down above you. There's something here that you are doing literally, like, I would never say this normally, but like you're doing everything right. You're not in the wrong at all. So if you don't know what I'm talking about in the next week or two, if you start to feel unappreciated, not seen, people are being ungrateful with you, the only thing you can do is pull your energy back. Don't fight and argue with them. Don't escalate. Just pull back, and they will come back probably with an apology, or at the very least an olive branch, because they just need to be like shown what you bring to the table. Oh, Mike, thank you so much. You know what? This is not my natural hair either. But it's close to it. I just don't have the gray. This is actually my natural color with some gray, and it's a clip. But thank you. I'm enjoying my real hair a little bit more. I have this, and this is why I wear wigs, guys, right here. Not because of aesthetic. I wear it because of this. I'm missing a huge patch of hair that's never going to grow back. And I have this. I'm very self-conscious about it. But thank you. I did miss my ponytails. So Hilton, it's not romantic then. You're just putting too much effort and energy. This, like, it's not a big deal thing. It's just like these people could be doing better when it comes to you. They could be more involved in giving more. And I feel like maybe these people don't deserve your energy right now. And if you continue putting into this, and I'm not saying don't work, but like, you know, do your job and don't get involved in like outside dramas and conflicts. And also don't do any, like, don't keep covering for someone who never says thank you or covers for you. Like, only do things for people who match your energy. Who's next?
Slow motion.
We got Halloween. I think you're going to see in the next couple weeks that people are asking too much of you. And you need to kind of just make that clear. Like, you're only going to go so far. We can read for Divine. She can be the last one before the timestamp. Okay. All right. I got about a half hour. I can push this. So try to stay focused. Black Cat. Great card. Fortune meets opportunity. Sleek and black and lantern-eyed, crosses your path with a hiss. Good luck and fortune sweep by with a kiss. In traditional folklore, cats were said to have one foot in this world and one in the next. They were the conduit between the underworld and this world, and fortune and opportunity. In the times of the Inquisition, the Middle Ages, cats were hunted because they were said to be allies of evil entities. such as devils and witches. Black being associated with the darker aspects of the supernatural, were especially singled out. Historians believe this unprecedented killing of the cats in the name of eradicating evil is what led to an unchecked increase in the rat population, which was responsible for the alarmingly rapid spread of the bubonic plague and the death of millions of people. All because a silly superstition. These days in Germany, for example, a black cat passing one's path indicates impending misfortune, yet in ancient Britain they were considered good luck and were even given to brides on their wedding day. In Japan, to this day, they are considered very good luck and bringers of fortune. Should the slinky black cat cross your path through this oracle, know that good luck and fortune will be meeting you promptly. Also know that your luck will be even quote-unquote luckier. You're welcome, Hilton. If you are prepared to take advantage of every single opportunity that comes your way. So, this is an amazing card, Slow Motion. It basically is like you can sit back and just be yourself and do your thing. The universe is working like overtime for you. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you're just very much more relaxed in a situation or in life in general. But the energy you're putting out, whether you realize it or not, is one of abundance. And with this is like one of the luckiest cards that I have besides the witch in this same deck. There are a few. There's like 5 cards out of the 200 and some odd decks that I have that are extremely lucky and really don't mean anything except don't take the things that are coming to you for granted. Make sure that you're counting your blessings and you're understanding that the universe is working for you because of the energy you're putting out. It's karmic. So you don't want to start like getting cocky in it. And I don't think that you will. In the next week or two, just make sure you're mindful of your blessings. You don't forget yourself and you're kind to people. There's a situation that's going to test your kindness, I would say, to test your endurance level. But you're going to get through it. You're going to be fine. And once you do, it's like things are just going to be rolling in the right direction. Your abundance, your glow up is like massive right now. So just keep doing whatever it is you're doing, at least in one particular situation, but I think as a whole. Who's next?
Melissa.
All right, Miss Melissa. I'm going to use the witching hour. You guys are so welcome. Thank you. Don't forget, guys, if you can, PayPal, Cash App donations, Super Chat, Super Stickers, they are appreciated. This is my job and how I'm making money right now. But I know it's tight, so don't worry about it if you can't donate. But if you can, I do appreciate it. I really do. Come on. I wish Ryan were here. I wish he were here. You got Flying Ointment. Let Loose, card number 21. Ghost Dragons, you'll see why. Hey, War Criminal. It's the background. Melissa, the tarot companion is the 3 of Cups. Let loose, have some fun, go on an adventure. A naked witch on a broom flying past the full moon with her hands in the air may be a cliche, but there is a grain of truth in this image, and it's rooted in fun and going on a wild ride. Flying ointments were thought to be rubbed on broom handles, then witches would gather naked in fields to ride them. Drug compounds are delivered faster through the genital fluids, allowing for a quicker high. Over time, these stories of witches on brooms began to surface, which eventually led to the stereotypes that all witches could fly. Ointment. Mostly it was just for a good time, a party even. And so this card is about having fun and doing something silly or something strange. Go on an adventure in a sort of metaphor for getting high, or at least doing activities which offer a similar feeling, like skydiving or whitewater rafting. But it doesn't have to be dramatic, nor does it need to involve drugs. This card is literally telling you to do drugs. It's crazy. Anything can be an adventure with the right company and attitude. You have pulled Flying Ointment because you're in need of some play. Slow Motion, you are going to have a better at least 2 weeks. I'm telling you, it's all going to turn around. You may be taking life much too seriously, Melissa, and have forgotten how to lean into your innocence and childlike wonder. Sometimes spirit will withhold information from you until you learn to let loose and allow life to unfold. The universe doesn't want you to struggle or suffer. It wants you to be free, joyous, and to enjoy all life has to offer. If your reading is about love, inviting more playtime into your relationship could help to turn things around. Likewise, spending more time doing fun activities may lead to more chances of finding someone new. Consider relocating. I know. What is with this card? This card has caused me so many issues because I use it as a background. Hides broom from Smooshy. All right, listen. Melissa, this card is just about like you're another one that's in like this self-imposed prison. And I'm not saying it's easy to, again, just leave, but I hope that at the very least you're emotionally and energetically detaching. I feel like you need to just get out. You need to either go out with the girls or go out with the guys or go out by yourself. You need to go out and like sing some karaoke, have a couple drinks maybe. I don't know what your situation is. But the universe is saying like nothing is going to change with you sitting around, even if you're like detached, like nothing's going to change in this situation. So you need to focus elsewhere, not on how the situation is not going to change. Like you're doing good, you pulled your energy, you're not so emotional. But at the same time, you're still physically in that space, which puts you mentally there. If you can't actually literally move, which you should, 100% if you haven't already, you need to start getting out there. I feel like you're going to meet someone who's going to change this whole thing around for you and change your whole perspective. And you may actually be able to fully withdraw. I know you're like, I don't want another man. Okay, that's fine. But the universe is not going to listen to you. If they want to bring someone in, they're bringing someone in. So if it's romantic or not, there is someone coming in, but you have to get out there. You have to take yourself to eat or take yourself, again, to do karaoke, do something fun. You're going to meet someone that can change your situation in your life. But if you don't put yourself out there, then it's not going to happen. Who's next?
You got Divine. Now you after Divine, all you have left is KC. Do you want to sneak War Criminal in?
If he wants one, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he has to be put on the list. And then you're
Divine.
done.
Yep. All right. Great. Oh yeah, because we don't have to do Melissa. All right, Divine, I'm going to use the Myths and Mermaids. Yes, that was Melissa's. You're welcome, Melissa. You guys are also welcome. Always scared someone is going to sweep my feet. Twice a year we should be sweeping Widdershins, which is counterclockwise. In this area of the world, it's counterclockwise, and you sweep everything out the door or into a pile and throw it out the door into the dirt. That is how you clear your energy, and you're supposed to do that while you're saging. It's called sweeping Widdershins. You guys can look it up. I actually learned about it from one of the shadow and light cards. All right, Divine Empathic. Let's see what we got here. You got the Stardust Angel in the reverse position, card number 22. A dazzling beauty floats on the water, but her gaze is fixed towards the night sky. Her soulful eyes seek guidance from the heavens that are radiantly reflected in her hair. Look for guidance within. Lately, it seems everyone has something to say, some word or caution or piece of advice for you. Sorting through so many opinions can be a daunting task, and one that is not really necessary. You have great intuition, Divine, and a solid set of principles, so you need only look inward to make a decision that's right for you. So, yes, the slow motion, you know it, right? Of course you do. You're in Ireland. Divine, this is you, being in your power. I feel like you could be struggling with a major decision, or even, it could even be something small, but something that's important to you. And the universe is saying, like, yeah, it's great to get advice, but you don't always have to take the advice you're given. You can graciously accept the advice, they thank you, or you can say, you know what, I got this. You're struggling and you don't need to. You're unnecessarily struggling because you know deep down what you have to and or need to do, what you want to do, what you're supposed to do, whatever the case may be. But it's like, it's either like it's like it feels daunting to you. So you're trying to get advice of like an easier way out of this, or there is no easier way. You have to go with your gut. And if it's probably something that's going to be hard and a lot of work, but it's going to be so worth it in the end. And the universe is willing to work with you for you to obtain, achieve, receive, whatever this is. You already know the answer. It's just the answer you don't want it, but it is the answer you don't want. All right, War Criminal, Moonology. Then I'll do KC and we'll say goodnight. Guys, don't forget Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we've got The Disappearance of Joey Lynn Offit. It's a remake of an old video I did. And the other one is I don't remember what the other one was. I remember, oh, fairy abductions. People that have been abducted by the fae. I know I've covered fae abductions before, but I believe I have all new cases. So, all right, war criminal. New moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. I never pull Pisces cards. This is special. War criminal, you have the opportunity to slip into the flow of life now. When that happens, you want what is happening, and what is happening is what you want. Your manifesting is working perfectly. Just make sure that you stay attuned to your higher self, and you'll be well on your way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with your dreams. Meditation is the best way to connect with your higher self, so practice it if you know how, or try learning from an online instructional video. Above all else, be kind to yourself and others. This card is an especially good sign for matters related to spirituality, contacting other realms, taking some time out, or dealing with fear. The more you can believe that all is well, the more all will be well for you. Your manifestation affirmation, my conscious dreams create my reality. So, war criminal, I don't know what this is that you're trying to accomplish. I know, slow motion, I know, trust me, I've dealt with it. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here, but the universe is saying, like, yes, you've got this. Like, you've got the right idea, you've got the right actions that you want to take. There's something holding you back, but I don't feel like it's like lack or want. It's more of like it's fear. It's like ego, like edging God out. It's like you're afraid of success. I don't know what this is, war criminal, but I'm just seeing, like, the basic instruction here is for you to just sit back, relax, and let the universe work. Stop trying to micromanage everything. Like, everything is going fine. If you feel lost in a situation and you're like, Gemma, I have no idea what you're talking about, my life is chaos, whatever the situation is that resonates, it's going to be cleared up because you're doing the right things. You're making the right decisions. You know deep down inside what you have to do. Just like I told Divine Empathic, you don't need anyone else's advice, input, or help, okay? You got this. And the more people you have trying to get involved in this situation, the worse it's going to become. The universe is saying, go with your gut, step into your power, be who you are, keep doing what you're doing because you're good. Even if you feel like all is lost, in the next few weeks, I'd say within a month or two, some major situation in your life that's either happening now or about to start, it's going to be cleared up very quickly because I feel like you're not going to take any poop from anyone. You're not putting up with any BS. Done. KC, it's KC now, right? Did everyone who wanted a reading get one? If not, tell me. I will give you one. You're already here. But you got to let me know now because I am ending and going to bed. Smoochie, I'll text you in a little bit when I get all settled in. Just to say goodnight and let you know I'm here and that you're beautiful. Love you too. You guys are fantastic. All right, Miss Casey, this is for you. Queen Maid. Love all, trust a few. Oh, Miss Casey, you already know this. We talk about this a lot. Refuse to be controlling or to be controlled. If you mistake universal love for unquestioning trust, there will surely be those who will happily take advantage of your confusion of the two. You can tune into the eternal nature of a soul, one's inherent beauty and worthiness, without agreeing to go along with everything someone asks, assumes, or appears to require. It does make sense to love everyone unconditionally if you can manage it. At the same time, you need not let everyone into your inner circle of trust. Some people you will want to keep at a distance. Still, others you may want to bar from your life completely. This is not a perfect science. No two people are alike. There may also be times when you are the manipulative party, the abuser, the narcissist, or the boundary crosser. If you find yourself dismissing the previous statement outright, stop, read it again, ask yourself, have I received feedback lately? If so, did I refuse to entertain the possibility that I could be mistreating someone? As the wise bard wrote, love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Admitting mistakes makes you stronger, not weaker. Desperately clinging to a vision of yourself as right or perfect is like quicksand, pulling you further and further from honest connection and personal evolution. And even though the same is true for others, mistakes or weaknesses do not condemn a person or deem them eternally unworthy of love. Divine, thank you so much. KC, love all. Send your love out universally, but trust no more than a few and harm no one. Honestly, examine your own behavior and even question your own perhaps overly flattering self-image when appropriate. The fact that you have chosen, you do not need to defend or explain your choice. The fact that you've chosen is enough. Casey, Divine, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Casey, the thing is, like, I've been saying this over and over again tonight, and I'm sorry, but this always happens. It's like, you've got this, right? You don't need to take someone's advice just because you're afraid they're going to be upset with you if you don't. You don't need to give someone $1 if you have 10 million. Like, somebody here is trying to force your hand in a situation. They're trying to either get you to forgive, or they're trying to really push you. And I just feel this uncomfortability in you. Like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to, but at the same time, you don't want to make anyone mad. You don't want to upset, how things are. And the universe is like, why not? You are a grown woman. You're strong, you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're loved. Like, I've been saying this all night. It's like something in the air. Say thank you for the advice. Accept it gracefully. Don't let someone manipulate you into doing something that you know deep down inside is not the right thing. Even if it's something good. Like, maybe you don't want to reconnect with your sister because you and her just don't get along. It always ends up in a fight, but your mom's trying to persuade you. Like, it could be something that simple. The fact of the matter is, if something makes you uncomfortable, especially in the next week or two, don't do it, because it's going to mess up the equilibrium of everything you've earned, gained, and aligned yourself with. Guys, I have got to go. Yeah, she definitely does, Miss Smoochie. Got to get my baby to bed. Guys, if you can, PayPal, Cash App, please. If you need anything or want to send in your encounters, I love doing the listener encounters. Email me, GemmaJadeParanormal@gmail.com. If you're on TikTok or willing to get it, I am on TikTok now. And don't forget to support the shorts. Ghost Dragons, I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye.